Here we go. So, yeah, we're hopping right on in for those who are just joining us or opening this video for the first time. We have some scheduling issues, so we're going right on into the combat. So, no theme song to the middle. So, I guess the question is, where should we put our characters?
That's a good question, considering the fact I need to make sure. How many of you are currently below deck? How many of you are above deck? And, yeah, that's the big thing. Also, seeing as how we're finally getting this started, y'all want me to start playing the music for the encounter?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
I believe there was like 2 of us on deck.
I was within there.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm on deck at the front of the ship. I'm looking right at this fucker.
Yes, you are. And that reminds me, I need to bring up his stat block.
And Iapetus, Daedalus, and Salus were wherever essentially Daedalus had been, which I thought might have been above deck or on deck.
We
but
were
maybe
above
not.
deck. We were above deck
Yeah,
at the
okay.
raft.
We were at the stern.
Oh, the stern?
Was I within there actually? I don't remember.
No, I think
you were, yeah.
Belky, actually, I think you were over with, I think you were with Daedalus, Iapetus, and...
No, I was with.
Salus.
I spoke with Daedalus.
Yeah, you did.
He got mad. Then I went to tell Iapetus, and she went into sister mode. So I think I'm downstairs. Come to think of it, so I don't remember what I did after talking to Iapetus.
There we go. There it is. Oh. Wait, what's your CR? Oh yeah, you guys can handle this.
Pressing X to doubt, Chief.
No, you quite literally could honestly handle this fight.
Fine, just don't let me die. I have a Revivify and the diamond for it. I just have to be alive to do it.
Just don't die for him.
TPK.
Alrighty, so I believe everyone's good. Shall I play the encounter music?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Alright, now if I remember correctly, so Endair and Belky, I believe, are above deck.
No, Belky's down. Remember,
Belky's
we
below
just had
deck. Okay, so
had this conversation.
My apologies. Look, I've got the brain of a fucking hamster, and it's running off the wheel. So, let's see. Give me just 1 second, everybody. I want to make sure we are... Need to do some clearance. Okay, I believe...
I think Goldblum would be above, right?
I believe Goldblum
Putting the
is...
fucking... putting the crate back to where it keeps sliding.
Okay, so... Let me put these on the
Barrel
token
keeps
layers.
moving.
Music's just a touch loud. Could we reduce it a little bit?
Of course. How's that sound?
A little bit more.
A little bit more? Of course.
You can also adjust it on your where the cogwheel is.
I'm just trying to make sure everybody's alright. Put that right there. Let's move the rest of these. Okay, so move you to over there. Sure. Token layer.
So if you just want to handle Salus and Belky, I can also just do Goldblum. Save us all a little bit of time.
Give me just 1 second, and I'll have you all ready. Just trying to do last inputs for these things, because... Boy, howdy! And for the big bastard...
Those are
I'll
words.
just put mine down there.
Okay. Let me move you. So.
Yes.
And I believe Bloom was also up top, yes?
I already got him there.
Here now.
Okay, just want to make sure that. Okay, so.
Pretend there's a barrel right here.
Thundering.
So let
Put
me
it
just make
back.
sure. Okay, you guys are on the interior. I'm going to move this up to the top for right now.
Okay.
So you guys will be able to actually see what you're facing off against.
Oh!
Oh, it's this Zelda boss.
Yes.
Yeah!
It's all the way off screen. I had to show it to chat. Now let me just...
Apologies.
You're fine.
But yeah.
Whenever a new map comes in, it's always the worst size possible for streaming.
Yeah, again, like, this is one of the weird maps. It's not like the other maps where, you know, things are, hey, not bad, but,
One's long.
It's long,
Map.
long. So, before this, allow me to bring up the turn order. I will say, because I'm also going to turn on the big light. If I can get everybody, and I'm just going to do this, so that way you all have your tokens somewhat available. I'm just going to put a couple of you off to the side, right below in the water. You're not
Okay.
in the water. It's just so that way you guys are able to do your initiative rolls without any problems whatsoever.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. So, if I could, please, have everybody roll initiative for me.
Get him out early.
I'll take that
Okay.
19.
7. This barrel keeps
Well.
sliding.
Ooh, okay. Not bad on the initiatives, guys. Not bad on the initiatives. So, let me just do one quick thing. Da-da-da-dee. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. There is going to be 2 rolls for initiative for this creature. One for the actual main creature and its appendages. But the appendages will be all together in one. Son of a bitch. Of course you'd be underneath. Rerolling. Okay, so that's... What's your dexterity? That is kind of terrible. So let me just add... So, your dex. Yeah, that is actually terrible. What about your appendages? Much better. That is... Okay, now let's go to... There we go. So, we're good. We are at initiatives. I'm going to select you all. And we are ready to begin.
There is one thing I do need to
Okey-dokey.
point out. Salus is with us
What?
at the back of the boat.
Yes.
Well,
Understandable.
Here, I'll just move over here.
Yeah. I'll just put you guys... Yeah, just put yourselves in the back of the boat, and I'll let you... Belky, I believe you're towards the back, yes?
I was underneath. So where's the stairs up?
Oh, you were at the stairs area. Okay, here, allow me to bring that to you. I'll show it to you on the little map. Move back onto this one.
Yeah, so it'd be there.
Yeah, so you'd be right there. So let me move you right here.
So here.
So, yeah. I'll just put you...
Nope.
For the sake of this, just
Okay.
put your... I'll just say, on your tokens, if you all could do me a favor, I would say probably put the boot symbol, the tread symbol.
Boots?
Yeah, the tread. You only need the one. Just to show that you're underneath and you're going to be making your way.
Okay.
One more. Okay. So is everybody ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Sure thing.
All right. Then we begin at top of the initiative. Daedalus, you are top of the initiative. You feel the entire boat shifting and lurching.
okay, he's going to look around all of this, then realize who is on the deck with him and who is not, and he's immediately just going to look to Salus and be like, "You two stay safe," and he is going to take the dash action to get to where Goldblum and Indare are.
Understood. Just as a heads up, hey, your microphone's coming in a little bit static.
Mm.
Just a
You're getting
little
some
bit.
artifacting.
There's literally nothing I can do about it. It's only on your end, so that's the best I can say.
Okay.
No problem. No problem. I probably need to get a new headset anyways.
So
Yeah, I've been hearing a little bit of the popping too, but it might just be something that's near the cable or
Yeah, it
whatever.
could be Discord itself. Considering.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
yeah, well, either way, Daedalus will run all the way over to there. He will see Indare. He will know what Indare does typically with his gauntlets and the size of this thing. He's going to just yell, I'm not sure how I feel about you right now, but I don't want you to die." At which point he is going to use his Arcane Matrix to do Quicken Spell. And 1 second here. He is going to slap Indare on the back and have a haste.
Ooh, very nice.
And that's literally all I can do in one turn.
Okay. If that's it, moving on down to Salus's House Creed. Salus, your turn.
Did he just tell us to sit back while the boat's getting attacked? So I'm going to bonus action dash and make sure to get above onto the top deck.
Okay.
However
I would
many
say
movement
with
points.
dash, you're gonna make it easily.
Okay. So I'll just go ahead and I'll say that dash brings me to here or something.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to. Well, whatever. So then he's going to use his regular movement.
Okay. Let me make sure to also take off the boot. For those of you that are actually on top deck, you no longer have that little boot symbol. You are actually on deck. Quite literally, on deck.
He is going to look at the things attacking and just be like, "Oh, this is yeah, let's start working on that." And he'll just pull out his short bow, and he will
Okay.
fire at this one in the back here, right next to Ipetus.
Alrighty, roll me an attack.
24.
24 definitely hits.
Okay. 9. Good roll.
9 piercing. Okay. So let me just do this. Okay. Yeah.
Eh.
You let loose a shot from your short bow. It goes into the backward tentacle, and it starts writhing.
All right then.
Definitely in pain.
That was bonus action, and movement, so that's my turn.
All right. Next up, Endare.
Okay. First action. I'm going to. Indare's going to look over towards Daedalus. Your words have been acknowledged, wise man. As he begins to perform a tabaxi war dance using his first action. During in the middle of this tabaxi haka, he is going to enlarge.
Okay, enlarge. I'm very familiar with this spell due to many a time.
And for those that have any kind of knowledge about Tabaxi's customs, at the end of the war dance, he is going to open his mouth and extend his tongue at the Kraken, at the Octopus. Which, for those that know about Maori customs, that's saying something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to activate my feline agility. I'm going to use my hasted speed. I'm going to run, and I'm going to leap on this fucker.
Okay. You're going to go leaping onto this monstrous octopus. Okay.
As I am in the air, Indare reaches into his cloak. He pulls out this long black and silver cylinder. I draw Dapplewing's Righteous Fury. And as I'm flying through the air towards this thing, I'm going to use my secondary action to level this thing at the giant octopus, and I pull both barrels.
Okay, roll me an attack.
Oh, this isn't an attack.
Oh, this is... No, it's...
This is Dapplewing's Righteous Fury. He gets he has to make 2 dexterity 16 DC saves.
That's right! Alright, let me bring up... And you were leaping at him, yes?
Yes, I am leaping at him.
I would put you right here, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Alright, so he has to make DC 16 dexterity saving throws.
2 of them, yes. And as he is leaping at this thing, from the front of this long, silver black handle that some of you may have recognized that he's been working on previously, this massive torrent of this sickly, baleful green energy bursts through one barrel as a burst of fire rips through the second. Each one ripping out in a 15-foot cone as he is flying at this thing, almost like a dragon's breath weapon.
Give me just 1 second. You have to beat a 16.
He has to beat 2 16s.
So that first one's a failure.
Then he takes the 8 fire.
Second one is same thing. That's actually kind of interesting. That's also a failure.
He takes 12 acid as well.
Okay, so let me bring this up. -8, -12. Okay, not bad on the damage.
Action, that is action 1, hasted action, movement, bonus action. Have I landed on this creature yet?
I would say you would land on it after pulling the triggers.
Mm-hmm.
Would you do me just one favor, though?
What's that?
Because I'm kind of wanting to see something here. Would you roll me a strength check?
Strength or athletics?
For this one, I'd say just a base strength.
16.
Okay. As you pull back on both the triggers, you make sure that you keep the stock of this weapon well into your shoulder. It doesn't blow you back a bit, and you land on this creature.
Okay, so that's one hand on the creature.
I'll put you right here.
And there puts the barrel of the item in his mouth as he cracks it open, and he uses his bonus action to put 2 more shells into it. And that is my turn.
All right. Next up. Oh,
Yep.
Go ahead.
Movement. Action 1 was enlarge. Action 2 was... Actually, I think due to enlarge, do I also add an additional D4 to that? To
If
both
it was an attack roll,
shots?
but you said that since it's a DC, probably not.
True. Fair. That is action.
Not bad, though.
Action.
Not bad thinking.
Movement. Action 1. Action 2. And my bonus action. I am done.
All right, not bad, though. I like that. Okay, Iepetus, your turn.
Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so let's see. We are surrounded by a lot of shit at the moment. So the first thing I'm going to do is measure out this space. Go away, little line. Cool. So, don't like that. Don't like that at all. I'm going to move 25 feet this way. Because I don't like being that close to tentacle. Do not like. Do not want.
You're below deck anyway.
You are below deck. Remember that.
Oh,
That's
okay.
indicated
Sorry.
by the boot. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys did start. Your brother as
Got
well as Dallas
you.
had to dash in order to get above deck.
Got you. That's actually good to know.
Yeah, that's why the boot symbols are attached to some of your characters.
Oh no. I heard about the boot. I just didn't see it because I had to zoom out to see everything on the map for placement. Okay, so I'm below deck, which means I have to get above deck. Then how much movement would I need to get above deck?
I would say it would take a dash action from you.
Okay. So if I move... Oh, I think I understand. So basically, I was up there, and in order to get above deck, I basically have to go downstairs and then upstairs again?
Basically, I would say if you manage to dash, you would probably be right, considering how Salus can move, you would probably be right around here.
Okay.
Up on deck.
So then, are there any of these tentacles that I can see from where I am?
If you were to get outside and up on deck, you would be staring at the first of 2 gigantic tentacles.
Okay then. So then, I guess that is what I will have to do. So for the dash action... And that will take my action, right?
Yes, a dash will be a action for you.
Okay, so then I will do that. And I guess my only other question for you would be, would I be able to, since they kind of surprised us, would I be able to, I guess, ready the option to take out my weapon as I run? So that at least I have my AC up?
I could allow you to take your weapon out. It's fine.
Okay, thank you. So then that is what I will do. And that is all I can do at the moment since I couldn't attack yet.
Alrighty.
But AC is good. AC is great.
Alright. Tentacle's turn. It is time for the tentacles. Alright. So. Here's where the fun begins. The tiny tentacles are gonna be aiming. You see one tentacle sliding over to here. This tentacle is the one that you shot at, Salus. It is going to make an attack against you.
Hi.
I'm gonna roll for it. Does a 14 hit?
It does not.
Alright. That is this tentacle's turn. This tentacle is gonna move its way up here. It's not going to attack. The two gigantic tentacles, however, are going to attack the ship. I need a roll for this. That's definitely going to hit. That is not. You all will see that the tentacle right here begins to crunch into the wood. Whereas this tentacle seems to be... Whereas this one seems to be struggling. However, we're going to move into this tentacle. This tentacle is going to make an attack on you, Ender.
AC 21.
Okay, AC 21. It has to beat a 21. That is... plus that. That is a 24.
That will hit me.
Okay, you will be taking... grab the damage die. It's not that one. This one, though, and we'll take this one. Alright. Okay, that is going to be that plus that. You will take 19 bludgeoning damage, and you will be grappled.
Do I get a chance to defend against said grapple?
Reading up on this thing... You will on your turn. It does not have a thing where you can contest.
Okay.
But these things only got one attack. This one is not going to... This one right here will not make an attack at all, as it's primarily not getting hit on by anything yet. That is the tentacle's turn. Goldblum, you're up.
Alright. Fucking computer's being slow.
It's all good.
Bonus action. Crystal body.
Okay. What you
Onyx. Onyx horns start to grow out from his head, akin to a ram's horns. And studded, I guess, onyx studs grow from his body in various places.
Okay. Got a horn
And for
stud.
my main action, he's going to snap his fingers and a bolt of lightning shoots out from the sky.
Okay.
All lightning.
And you are targeting the big one?
Now, is the thing huge enough so that if I strike it, it won't zap in there? But I know that. There's water. Like, I don't know how we handle physics in this.
Okay, so give me just a second.
$26 damage.
26
That's
damage.
a fucking good roll.
Yeah, it is.
Yup.
989.
Ender is not technically in the water, so he won't get hit by the light.
All right. Big fucko gets zapped.
But He is grappled, though. And he's near on this thing, so...
I mean,
Yeah, no,
either
no.
way.
No, I'm not that cruel.
Yeah, because, like, if we're going by that logic, even if I zap a tentacle, he's connected to the tentacle.
Yeah, no,
So
I'm
either
not
way,
that
he would get
cruel.
zapped. So
He's fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
So he needs to make a DC 15?
hang on, let me double check. Yes.
Let me bring up his stats. Okay. DC 15.
Tration
He did-
thing. And anybody within
is-
20 feet also has +1 AC.
That is a 15 altogether.
Venus. Either
So
way,
he's taking
it's half.
of that, which would be
13.
13. That's still not bad.
I'll move a little bit to
Okay.
get Endear in my aura.
I thank you because I did not have time to cast Mage Armor, so I am in danger.
Yeah, the whole ship's in danger. All right. Anything else, Goldblum?
Nope, that is turn.
All right. Next up, Belky.
Alrighty. So I hear there is some shit going on.
There is
above
definitely
deck.
a lot of shit.
Ah.
going on.
Then I grab my axe, and I'm going to rush up the stairs, see the shit that's going on, and go, what the fuck is this? There's
Dinner.
There's a tentacle right here, yeah?
Correct. That is the big tentacle.
Da big. Okay.
It's a big motherfucker.
All right, I'm gonna take the das Boot off of me. Here it is. Boop. Because I'm not down on the bottom anymore. I am then going to attack the big motherfucker.
Didn't you have to dash to get up there?
Technically, Belky was close to the stairs.
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
It's all good, but good on you for remembering that.
Let's see. I'm checking to see if there's. Okay, so I'm going to hit it with my axe. Oh, well, that wasn't a crit. Damn. I just get one, right? Because I don't have.
Yeah, you do not
strikes
have
yet.
multi-attack, but that was a... Well, please call out your roll. What was it?
Oh, 20 for my great axe bass guitar.
20!
So
Okay.
So it's 8 slashing damage, because I'm fairly certain that would hit.
That is going to hit. So
I was
8
gonna
slashing?
say, yes.
Okay, that will be that.
Also, do I see Indare trying to grapple with the squid head?
You do see Indare currently being grappled by a tentacle fighting said giant squid. Well,
I see.
the monstrous octopus.
Okay. I see. Well, this is a day. All right. This is not how I expected today to go. But yeah. That's me.
Okay. Let me bring up its... Alright. Next up. Monstrous Squid's turn. It currently has a creature grappled. It's going to make 2 attack. Well, oh, actually, no, it can make that many with the... Alright, so... It is not happy that it's getting its fingies, or tentacles, attacked. So the first thing it's going to do... And there...
Mm-hmm.
It's going to make 1 attack with a tentacle.
AC 22.
Okay. That is... I believe that is... Check his. That would be a 22.
Okay.
But, shouldn't be too bad. Let's see. Because now he needs to roll his things, which is... 2, 3... Altogether, that is 14 bludgeoning.
Goldblum, did your bonus just gives a bonus to AC? It doesn't give anything else, correct?
Just +1 AC.
Okay.
But now it's only going to be able to do that one with the tentacle, because now it needs to do one with its other. As you see, as this thing rears up a little bit more, it shows you a gigantic beak. And it's going to go try to bite down on you.
Okay.
Alright. That is, altogether, a 16. That's definitely not going to hit.
That is not going to hit.
Alright. So, as this creature begins to try to come down and take a nice chunk out of you, its bite is just complete. Its beak is parry as you kind of manage to hold up one of your gauntleted arms, and it bites down on the gauntlet, shaking at it violently. That being said,
I have ideas now, boy.
Yep.
I got this thing by the beak.
Well, we are back at the top of initiative, but before we do that, you all will hear that roar intensify again.
Oh no, I hate this. Well then,
Daedalus.
Yep. Gonna run right
Your
next
turn.
to. Yep, gonna run right next to Goldblum and just yell, like, go after the tentacles! And he is going to, as I do this right now to show exactly how wide this area is going to be. Oh, can I get all of them? I can. So, all but one of the tentacles and the octopus itself have to start making, I believe, con or wisdom saves. Let's check, because I'm using my focus multitasker to cast another concentration spell. As over the orange aura on his matrix that shows time speeding up, there's going to be a green one that shows time going slowly and backwards as I cast slow. It can target up to 6 creatures.
Okay, so what all are you targeting? All the tentacles?
No, I'm targeting 5 of the tentacles and the octopus itself. The one that's the farthest back.
Please tell me which tentacles you are targeting.
Bear
Just
with
to
me
make
because
sure
the
that I can
measuring thing makes it such a pain because it never wants to get there we go. Okay.
You are fine. Alright, back one right there.
Well, yeah, it's basically the one that I'm not targeting is this one, okay?
Oh, okay. That makes my job a hell of a lot easier. Thank
Actually,
you. So
I see who's there. He would not target the one that's not by any of his friends. So, yeah, basically
okay,
we're doing
you're targeting.
we're doing just a square
now-
here and that one guy.
Okay, so each thing must make a wisdom save, correct?
Yep, or be slowed.
Okay, I'm going to roll for the tentacles first.
That's fine.
Just to see how many of them are. Let me bring up their stat. I'm just gonna roll once for all of them. And it's a wisdom save.
DC 15.
DC 15. It misses by 1, so they are affected.
Yep. Everyone will just see
So
these things
allow
start
me-
to shake between, like, it seems like they are moving in between time, like just kind of like static.
That's fine. I'm going to just put this symbol on each of them. Let's see. Sure. And now for the big guy. He needs to make a wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's see if he can do it. He fails.
Okay, so now they all have a -2
That is
to their...
all 6.
Yep. So now I'm just going to read off the effects so that way everybody knows. They have a -2 to their AC and Dex saves. They can't take reactions, and they can only do one form of action each turn, since I don't think movement's going to really matter.
Yeah, no, it's going to be... also, apologies. I just need to move him
That's
so I
fine.
can be able to get to his... Because, ugh, stats are a pain in the dick.
And that is all
Okay.
Daedalus can do. He is now just basically holding out one hand, and you can now see veins in his head just throbbing as he is trying to hold these two spells together.
Okay. It's not bad, though. Not bad at all. So, as we have that, Daedalus, your concentration is going hard. Salus, it is your turn.
All right, Salus is going to look and see that all of them are moving slowly, with the exception of a single one. He's going to go, ooh, single one out for me, why don't you? And he is going to use, actually first activate his Dancing Rapier. Ignore the damage roll. Or take it, up to you, but he's going to target on this one.
Uh-oh, we lost someone.
No,
was Bon.
everybody's here.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was just Bon.
sorry.
All good. Okay.
So bonus action Dancing Rapier on this one. I'll leave a little thingy.
Yeah, please leave a little thing on there just so that way you have a...
So I'll leave it on my character just so we know that I have it up.
Yeah, that's all good.
What would... There. Alright, so Dancing Rapier going out on this one in the back here.
Okay, the one that is not slowed.
Yep. Do you want me to just keep the 18 or shall I roll again?
I would say... Make sure... You just said an 18?
Yeah.
I'd say you could keep the 18. Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
Absolutely. No problem.
It takes 5 piercing damage. I mean, damage is damage. And for my main action, he is going to knock another arrow and aim at this one that Belky is currently dealing with.
Let me just make sure to put that into this. Give me just 1 second for your roll. Okay. And you said you're aiming for the big one, correct?
Yes,
Down by
this
where
one.
Belky's at?
Yes.
Okay.
26.
26. That will hit.
Alright, and we get ourselves some sneak.
Yes, you do.
17.
Alright. Let me make sure to subtract. 17. Forgive me, I've got like 2 calculators up just to make sure I can keep track of everything. Okay, not bad, not bad.
Yep. And he feels like he's in a relatively good spot, not a great spot, but he doesn't see anywhere else that'd be better, so he's gonna hang out.
Okay. Not bad, not bad. That's it. Next up on the turn, Endair.
As this giant octopus clamps its beak down on one of Endair's 2 gauntlets, the gauntlet sparks red electricity as a wave of this strange, warbling, chaotic energy pulses out. For my bonus action, I activate the rules of Bob.
Okay, the rule of Bob is activated. Please.
And that is 1, so it will now be activating acid. For his primary action, with this thing's beak in his attached to one of his gauntlets. Can I see into its mouth, J. Frost?
Within its mouth, I'd say I'd say a little bit. Yeah, it is. I mean, you are capable of seeing this thing. It was trying to go for a devourer on you.
I am going to use my first action to force myself out of the grapple and basically force this thing's mouth wider open.
Okay.
I'm going to proc. Go ahead.
I'm going to say this: if you're wanting to break free of the grapple, there is a check.
Mm-hmm.
I would say
I have
athletics or acrobatics. If you choose athletics, I know you will have advantage because of your growth.
I am choosing athletics because I am brute forcing this. So I have athletics. I am using a charge from my armor of magical strength, and I have advantage from my enlarge. So this is going to be a +5 at advantage.
Please roll.
23.
Oh yeah, you're breaking free of that grapple.
So he forces himself out of... He flexes and forces the tentacle around him away, forcing the jaws open. He reaches into his pouch and he pulls out this small mesh bag. He grabs a string from the mesh bag and rips it out. The string goes flying and lands just by Daedalus and Goldbloom. Daedalus, Goldbloom, you notice that it's a small leather string with 5 silver pins attached to it.
Well, it wouldn't be so small because you are big.
Yeah, it is a long leather strap with 5 silver rings attached to it. He turns, points his gauntlet into the mouth of this creature. I cast catapult with a mesh bag of 5 grenades.
Oh no.
5 grenades. Okay.
Oh,
I can launch one item that is 5 pounds or less, and the item that I am launching is the mesh bag, which contains the 5 grenades.
Okay. Now let's see. I believe
It gets
this is the regular grenades, correct?
Correct. It's the regular grenades that I have done. It is a dexterity save, which it does have -2, but I am firing it down its gullet.
Okay. Give me a second, because this is going to be a dex save -2.
Yep, DC 16 -2. And I'm firing it down its throat, so I don't know how it's going to dodge it.
That's a called shot, which would normally... I'm trying to think here. Because called shots usually have a higher thing. That's already got a -2. I'd say... I'll go for this normal. Oop, that was a bad one. It fell off. Motherfucker. Bob, you're not gonna like this.
What's that?
He nat 20'd on that.
Alright, what happens?
As you attempt to launch this, the catapult spell goes off, the grenades are shot off. And as it's kind of opening its maw, you feel the perfect time to strike. It goes in, but immediately its beak kind of just clamps down right before it launches in. The grenades hit and thump. You will notice, however, the grenades did not go off. They merely fall down. Currently, I will say it'll be right here.
Okay.
Your grenades did not explode. They're still there. They just did not get in. But Not a bad plan. I like that.
How long until they do explode?
Normally a grenade has a 6-second... Normally fragmentation grenades have anywhere between a 6 to 8 second window. So I'd say if anybody could get to that within this round, they have a chance of getting those grenades.
Given that it has a 6 to 8 second window, is there a chance, like, next round I can, like, since I haven't moved this round, is there a chance I can burn, like, a feline agility to try to get the, to try to get a catapult off before they do go off?
I can see that, yeah.
Alright. Unfortunately, that's it for me.
Not bad, though. I do appreciate that. That's a good plan. Next up, Iapetus. Iapetus, you notice that many of these tentacles are moving a lot slower. One tentacle's being engaged by a rapier that's dancing. Belky's engaging one of the big ones. And Dare has managed to break free. Your brother and Goldblum are doing some pretty heavy lifting with the assist support.
What was the state of that grenade situation? Like, they need to be retrieved or, like, thrown somewhere?
The grenades are armed. By next round, they will go off. If anyone can get to them and either just get rid of them or make an attempt with them again as an attack, they won't explode at their location.
Okay, because I had a plan for what I was going to do, but that grenade thing might change things. I might be able to do something to help with that, but that depends. I don't want to step on Indare's toes. Doesn't Indare have a plan for them?
Indare always has a plan, but if you have something better, do it.
Okay, let's see if I can pull this off. I'm gonna read through these, and if I can't pull it off, then I'll just do my original plan. That's a bonus action. That'll give 10. And then... that's also a bonus action. I can only do one or the other. I was gonna see if I could, kinetic jaunt my way over and then possibly combine it with something else to drop the grenade off where you might want it and then get back.
Kinetic jaunt is a bonus action.
Yes, but so it would increase my walking speed by 10. So I'd have probably the distance to get to them, I think. Unless I misread it.
Kinetic Jaunt only gives you a small movement bonus. The big thing is that you don't invoke opportunity attacks.
Yeah, but I feel like...
Yeah.
Isn't Kinetic Jaunt 30 feet, actually?
No. That's, that might be Misty Step that you're thinking of. Because I have both.
Oh, background. Okay. Hey,
No, that's from me, but I'm giving it so you can read the spell.
Oh, yeah, it is only 10 feet. Wow.
But let's see. And there are the grenades under you? Like in front of that smaller tentacle that's
They're
under
right
you on the
here.
map? Okay, let me measure something. I might be able to do something. I was gonna shoot stuff, but...
I have a question for you, Frost, just for clarification's sake.
Sure. What's up?
So we are fighting one creature, yes?
You are facing off against one creature. It's just I'm just having the tentacles operate kind of separately as part of their own.
So, if it's one creature, technically, anytime any one of these things get hit, a Rule of Bob triggers, correct? It is one creature.
It's closer.
High or low?
Hi.
I'll allow
Sorry.
it.
Fair enough.
Okay. So that's 30. And then I could just use regular movement. Alright. This is a risky choice, but I'm gonna deuce it. So
Okay,
I'm
what you
going to use my I'm going to move 30 feet just like manually. Would that be moving is like that
Movement is its own action.
Gotcha. Neat. So I'm going to move 30 feet to about. Actually, no. I'll use Misty Step as my bonus action first. That way I can mitigate
Misty
stuff. So I
Step.
won't.
That is a bonus action spell, I believe. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So you will teleport 30 feet from wherever you are. Just move
which would be
yourself.
right about in front of that square. So
Right
I will. Yep. Move myself there, and then the grenades are here.
The grenades would be right here.
Okay. So then I will use, how much movement is that? 20 of my movement to get near the grenades.
Okay. So I'd say
Meh.
5, 10, 15, 20. You are at the grenades.
Okay. How heavy would you say grenades are if I wanted to attach them to something and shoot it?
It's a 5-pound bag.
My only thing is, it did get enlarged.
Shite.
Technically, it's no longer in my possession.
That is true. So I could see an argument made for it to return to its normal size. Yeah,
what I'm
it would
what
be
I'm
small
thinking of before I roll anything was I was thinking of attaching it to my longbow, like an arrow on my longbow, and shooting the longbow towards the monster. And if I can see its mouth, cool. If I can't, at least at the monster, not near allies.
Okay, so I'm going to... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, considering that this thing is literally the weight of 2 milk jugs in a plastic bag, it'd probably just be easier just to throw it.
I mean, I guess I could do that. What would you need me to...
Are you just generally attacking this creature, or are you trying to make a specific shot?
I'm trying, since the grenades presumably are active, because I don't know if Iapetus would know that they're active, but I guess she would see that and dare try to do something with them. She's just trying to get them away from her allies, and if necessary, damage the monster with them.
Okay, well, my question is still gonna stand here. Are you just getting rid of them, or are you trying to attack this thing?
Oh, definitely trying to hit it.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask this. Are you just generally attacking or making a called shot? Because if you're doing a general, I have no problem with it. If you're making a called shot, there is gonna be a difficulty increase.
You know what? Let's do a general.
Okay. Roll me an attack action.
With my longbow. So this? No!
Oh no.
Isn't that one? I tried to help, friends. I saw we.
Okay. Iapetus?
Yes?
Roll me a severity.
Okay, what do I roll for that? A D100?
D20. The lower
okay.
it is, the better. The higher, the worse.
Gonna cry. Ha! No! Roll 20 giveth and roll 20 taketh away.
Frost.
Well then.
Frost. Can I use my reaction to shove Iapetus away and basically jump on the grenades?
Well, I also wait! Don't do that to yourself yet, because I still have reactions that I can use too. Don't do that to yourself yet.
I can only revive one of you, please. We'll all die.
Roll 20 really said get fucked.
Oh shit!
I only have one diamond.
Well,
Okay.
hey, good.
I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna take a D4.
The duality of roll 20.
I'm gonna take a D4. It's gonna be one of 4 effects that can go off. Let me just write them down real quick, so that way...
If it's any comfort, I can healing word at any time. Call Lightning is already casted. I technically can just blast and heal.
And I also am within range of Goldbloom for the purpose of the AC boost.
I would also point out that
This was a purposeful
the
choice.
grenades aren't impact grenades. You are just throwing them somewhere very bad. We still have until Bob's turn comes around before they go off.
Give me 1 second.
I'm really glad that Focus Multitasker does not stop me from being able to use cantrips if things get bad.
Okay, I have 4 things written down. 2 are people, 2 are items. Let's see what happens with these grenades. That was horrible. It fell off the damn table.
None of the dice want to cooperate.
Okay. So it's not as bad as what it could have been. The grenades will be, as you try to fire, the arrow kind of just, you thunk the arrow down, and the grenades get flung. I will say they get flung over towards here. So if we can move the nades text up to right here. Is there anything else I have this?
Yeah.
Bonus action and action, as well as movement, but you still have 10 feet.
Yep, still got a wee bit of movement left. I will. Let's see. 10 feet would be not much of a difference. So I'm just gonna. I will stay here. This is fine. This will do nicely.
Okay. Next up is the tentacles. I believe this tentacle. Does this tentacle? Yeah, no, it does. All right, tentacles' turn. They're slowed.
Yep, I'm scrolling back up to there. So, let me check because I do remember they can move slightly. What does it do? I believe it's half their movement.
Yep, -2 to AC and Dex, and it can use reactions. It can either use an action or a bonus, but not both. So there's no reason for a bonus action for them, so they're going to take actions.
That's fair.
This one facing the dancing rapier is going to try to smack at it.
Okie dokie.
That's not even going to hit. I'm not even worried about that. This one up here, however, is going to go for you, Salus.
Okie dokie.
That is... I'm going to double check that, because I don't believe that's... I'm assuming a 12 does not hit.
It does not.
Okay. This tentacle up here is going to make an attack on you and Air.
Alright. 22
That
AC.
is a 25.
That's a hit.
Alright. 25. It's going to roll its damage. Oh, horrendous rolls. That is going to be 6 bludgeoning, and you will be grappled again.
Okay.
This one, Iapetus, is going to go for you.
Okay.
A 9, I'm assuming, is not going to hit.
I squish, but I'm not that squish.
Alright, now for the 2 big ones. This one's going to... One up top here is focusing on the ship. Will that hit? What is this thing's ship's AC? That will hit. It's gonna take... Okay, ship's creaking. This other big one. I'm gonna roll for it to see if it's even gonna keep on the ship or if it's actually gonna go after you now, Belky, because you're attacking it.
Okay.
Okay. Belky,
Yes.
the tentacle in front of you is actually going to lift off the ship.
All right.
Start
I sentinel.
swirling a bit. What's up?
Sentinel.
Hold on. Let me
Okay.
finish.
Okay.
It's going to make an attack on you.
Okay.
Does a 19 hit?
I would imagine so.
Okay, a 19 will hit. So that is going to be... Take you and you. Okay. That's going to be 19 bludgeoning. And you will be grappled.
Okay. So. Okay. That hurts.
Yeah, they're tentacles.
You know, this octopus is really just not considerate about our own our own feelings. It's a very Calamari.
How fucking dare you?
Magnificent.
I want to be angry, but that was actually a good one. I will applaud that. No. I hate it, but I like it at the same time. God damn it. Okay, so that's the tentacle's turn. Goldblum, it is your turn.
Being as the first strike didn't hurt Endear, the next lightning strike's gonna target this tentacle as he snaps his finger towards it.
Okay.
Let me
roll me a
open the thing. God, it's so slow.
DiMaggio.
What the fuck? Fuck it, I'll just click this again.
Damn!
20 damage.
Alright, it's got to beat a DC 15.
Dex, and I believe it's got -2?
Yes.
Correct. God fucking damn it, if this thing rolls off the fucking table one more time. Okay. -2. That's a failure. It's taken the full damage.
It takes 1 additional acid damage.
Yes, it does. And good news for all of y'all. This tentacle's slinking back into the water. Belky, you are freed.
Hey, nice.
That will be end of turn.
Okay. Speaking of which, Belky, your turn.
Hey, it is me. Yes. I'm gonna come over to this fella over this way, and I'm gonna smack him with my axe. Does a 12 hit?
Double check. Meets.
Meets it, beats it.
It meets, it beats.
Nice. That's 13 slashing damage.
Okay. Take a nice chunk out of this thing. Is there any... Oh, and an extra 2 because of the rule of Bob. That's right. So. Hey. Anything else?
No, I think, well, let me double check here.
Check everything you got.
Is this a bonus action? Nope. I'm good.
Okay. Time for the monstrous squid. This thing immediately, realizing that it's lost one of its tentacles, slinking in. It's gonna make an attack. It's gonna make 1 tentacle attack against you, Iapetus. So, roll. That is probably not going to hit. I'm assuming an 11 does not hit you. No, Iapetus?
You didn't hear me?
No, I did not.
Discord
Oh,
H.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I said no, it does not hit you. Or it doesn't hit me.
Okay, so that will miss, but it will go for a beak attack on you in there.
Okay.
So,
22 AC.
20 has to beat a 22. It's not even gonna hit. Again, you just punch at its beak. And this thing lets out... It's... Not sure how a gigantic squid would make a sound. It just lets out a...
Free action. I insulted in Kraken. Using some of the words that Frank says when he's really pissed off.
You know what? Roll me a charisma.
That's funny.
Yeah, charisma.
Double nat 20.
Are you shit? You know what? No, hold on. I actually gotta see how this thing's gonna react.
Wow.
Bless.
Okay, it's actually gonna have to do a competing charisma against you, and this thing's not charismatic in the slightest.
Let's go in there.
Yeah, no, it actually looks at you and dare, and it goes, and it narrows its eyes at you. What did you say in Kraken, if I may be?
What would be Frank's favorite insult?
Things we can't say on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot hear anybody. Hold on one second.
Well,
Shit. There we go. One second. Hello. What did you say?
No. What would be Frank's favorite insult in the kitchen?
Give me a second.
Because it would probably be something like Kraken related or cephalopod related. I turn to this. I'm sorry, dude. Like, I have plenty of ideas, but this is all about Frank and what he would say.
I got one for you. I will send this to you.
Okay?
Because it's actually kind of funny considering.
We eat pizza with a fork and knife.
Oh, that's just being... God, I can hear the entire nation of Italy screaming.
I mean, that's actually how most Europeans do eat pizza. It's a
Well, they
sit-down
eat it
food.
wrong.
Putting teeth in your mouth ruined a perfectly good asshole, you cunt.
what?
Damn, you kissed your mother with that beak?
Oh man, this is the first time that word got dropped in this campaign.
Damn.
Damn! Alright.
And Dare mad, and Dare hurt, and Dare mad, and Dare in war dance mode, and Dare don't give a fuck.
Alright.
Under-
Top of the initiative. I will say this. That roar has gotten extremely close. In fact, it practically sounds right above you, as there is lightning just going off everywhere. The storm has intensified.
So much so, it called the police.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Please,
Son
it's
of a
the
Is it
Coast
bigger than
Guard.
my storm?
Well, from
It is
everything
the storm that is approaching.
from everything that they are
Provoking.
hearing, Daedalus wants this thing to let go of the ship so it can sail away from the big scary thing. So Daedalus is literally just going to be like, "Watch my back, please." He is going to run over to here, see the pile of what he knows are grenades because he was holding on to one for about a month. Realize that they are probably very close to exploding, and they're very close to exploding near his sister and the person he has very complicated feelings about. So he is literally going to do the only thing he can do since he can't cast any more spells. He is going to reach out with Mage Hand and lift up the thing that is only 5 pounds, so it will not fight it, and he will lift it 30 feet to between this thing's eyes. And just say, "Go to hell, you bad word."
You bad
Go
word.
to hell, you bad word!
So proud of Lucy.
Dang.
Okay, you know
Daedalus.
what? That's a good one. Okay, is there anything else?
That is literally everything he can do, and because of Focus Multitasker,
Oh.
I have to roll a DC 10 cons check. And that'll determine which of
thank
the two
you.
spells stays up, if not both.
That's all good. And I believe you already rolled for your concentration. Yeah, and there.
That's what I'm doing. Him, yeah.
The last concentration check that I made was a 20.
Yeah, you're good then.
Yeah, and 17,
All right,
so both
and I
slow
believe
and
you're
haste
still
stay
good.
up.
Yep.
And by the time this
All
goes,
right.
by the time this thing goes around, those grenades go off because once it gets to Bob.
Yep. When it gets to Bob's turn, kaboom. Salus, you're up on deck.
I look at Belky and I'm like, oh, Belky's in real trouble. And then I look over to Indare, who is literally the mouth of this thing. Is like, sorry, Belky, and he's going to aim a shot at the giant octopus or giant whatever.
Okay, you're taking a shot at this thing.
Yep.
Roll to hit.
All right, I'm gonna use steady aim on this just to make absolutely sure.
Okay, advantage then.
Natural 20.
Hey.
Oh. And if I remember correctly, you do have an ally within 5 feet of this thing.
And he attacked
Yep.
with advantage. It was going to proc
Yeah.
no
Yep.
matter what.
Oh yeah. Roll me
So-
damage.
This is especially good for Indare for a reason I will tell you in a second. All right, so garbage roll for that one of those sneaks. So that is in total 28 into this thing, and in addition, so 29.
Okay.
Because I crit, Indare is going to receive 4d6 healing.
Roll me that 4d6.
16
Ooh.
HP back for Indare.
It's not bad. Not bad at all. That's not bad at all.
And unfortunately, steady aim continues as my bonus action, so I do not make an attack with the dancing sword, but I feel like I don't need to.
Alright.
And he's going to remain right here so he can distract some tentacles.
Okay. And there, it's your turn, and I'm going to say this now. Those grenades are going off.
Vaughn, would you like to go ahead and roll the damage?
Yes, I believe it's 2d6 per grenade.
Correct.
2d6, and there was 5 of them.
1d6 per grenade is fire, 1d6 per grenade is force.
We'll figure that out in a second. I'm just gonna. Okay, yeah, it's that. Then yeah, I'll just roll 2 sets of 5d6. So the first one is fire.
Yes, please and thank you.
That's d4s. My bad.
Yeah. There we go. Alright.
So that's 12 fire.
Okay. Ooh!
And 24 force. So that's 38
damn.
damage
That
thanks to the rules
thing-
of Bob.
So allow me to say this, and I think y'all get a nice little bit of flavoring out of this. After Salus just thunked this thing in the eye, and it squints, it forgets that there's a thing of grenades in its face. And then as they go off, this thing is letting out a gurgling anger and pain as it just takes... It basically takes what is tantamount, the equivalent of a 30 caliber artillery shell in its face. It is literally, like, it is in pain. It's still up, but it's in pain.
I was really hoping for the Jaws kill there, I'm not gonna lie.
I wish so too, man, but that's not bad. You've knocked this thing down painfully. It lost a massive chunk of its health because of that. Like, good job.
You know what? Fuck it, we've all. Indare, for his action, Indare is going to not attempt to escape the grapple.
Okay.
Indare will instead burn another catapult spell to throw another. This time, I'm not attempting a call shot. I'm just throwing this shit at it. I'm using another catapult shot on it with another mesh bag.
Okay.
It gets a DC 16 dexterity save.
All right, and it's got a -2. Let's roll for it.
That is one action, and just so you know, I'm firing with my attack action, which Daedalus gives me. I'm burning both shots of a Dapplewing's Righteous Vengeance.
Okay.
So
It's
he
gotta
gets
be-
3 dexterity saves, DC 16.
All right. It's gonna roll for both. All 3, actually. Gotta beat a 16.
Mm-hmm.
First one is a natural 1.
Okay.
Second one, fail. Third one, failure. I'm
Okay.
going to roll severity for the first.
Which was the fastball special.
Okay, so it's above the 10, so it's going to take a little bit more.
All right. So first off, fastball special. I was using acid. So that is 15 bludgeoning from the clattering of the vials against it, 36 acid from the acid itself, plus an additional d6 from the Rules of Bob acid. Let me go ahead and just... That is 57 points of damage, and then 7 fire, 11 acid, and 2 additional acid. Plus 7, plus 11, plus 2. 77 points of damage in total.
Jesus Christ.
You know, I have a feeling, like, at some point, Frost is just going to be like, I need to start accounting for the shenanigans that Indare cooks up. And he's just going to throw, like, 5 dragons at us at once.
I mean, we do have that thing flying above.
All right, I'm going to say this right now.
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to do this?
As Daedalus throws the grenades and lightly brings the grenades over between this thing's eyes, Indare sees what he's doing. He looks over at Daedalus, and the pair share this moment of unspoken understanding between each other. He brings out both weapons as he launches them forward, and the 3 attacks combine together to make this Molotov cocktail of pure, unadulterated destruction. Vaughn wanted the Jaws finisher. I'm giving him the Jaws finisher. From the 2 aspects of this tribe's defense, both the overt, from the force that deals with the overt threats, and the force that deals with the unseen threats, this tribe will be protected by the 2's culmination and the 2's teamwork, as this thing is destroyed by the 3 combined attacks.
Gotta stop making tabaxis that have a weird, complicated relationship with Drow.
No.
All right. Give me a second.
I feel like that'll get clipped, and you can just show that to the roll with me cast.
Mm-hmm.
As this thing starts sinking into the water, the tentacles also releasing their grass.
Can I cut off one of those tentacles so that we have some calamari for cooking with?
I'd say if you're wanting to go for one of them, I'd say you might want to go now.
Yeah, that big motherfucker is right in front of me. I'm gonna hit it.
I'll give you a chance to go for a strike. That will hit.
Okay. Well, so more
Roll
than
damage.
one, or okay. 11.
That will be enough to take off a good portion of the tentacle.
Nice.
Allow me to do something, though. For all of you. Moving each of these into their respective layers. 1 second. And let me play a little bit of this. As this gigantic, monstrous squid just starts slinking back into the ocean depths, the lightning coalesces. And as a bolt strikes down, you watch something moving at damn near Mach speed go deep into the water where this thing once was, sinking in. Hearing as you all... You don't see what it is that's diving into the water, but you can hear this screeching from the sky. You all heard that, right? Want to make sure?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it was a bigger fish.
A few of the tentacles are being fought off by some of the crewmen. The captain, hearing that roar, goes, "Everyone back! Back, 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 back!" And I'll just put a temporary token for the captain. Where can I put? I'll just put this as the temporary token for the captain. And Dare, do you still remain enlarged, or are you shrinking?
I remain enlarged for 1 full minute.
All right.
And he's still
If
hasted,
the captain
too.
is saying to retreat, I am grabbing Iapetus and Daedalus, and I am running backwards.
Daedalus will immediately just look to Goldblum. If you have a wind spell, use it now!
It takes a few moments, but the captain himself actually is gonna come up. Pardon me, I need a talk with our guest. Here the students kind of are poking up, the teachers are making their way. You watch all 3 of your teachers kind of making their way up towards the front. Eventually, a small whirlpool starts to form in front of the ship. The lightning not necessarily calming down, but definitely being restrained. And coming up out of the water, with at least a decent-sized portion of this squid, you all are greeted to this.
Oh, hi.
Oh,
That
no.
tracks.
How you
Yeah.
doing?
Not quite Ghidorah, but
Was that actually said,
Oh.
Bob?
Well, this is awkward.
As a huge blue dragon is clutching this monstrous creature. Its corpse, at least. And it goes... Sel Kurshal, Maki, Wasaha, Kreklak, Shul. As this thing begins speaking Draconic.
I understand Draconic.
Same.
Everybody, allow me to... To those who speak Draconic, you hear this thing say, "You have entered the waters, and sovereignty of Calamari. For though I apologize for the disturbance that you have dealt with. Do not worry. You will be given safe passage from here on out. Eventually, the captain responds back in Draconic. I thank you, mighty Ansar. We appreciate your protective service. And I will type up his name for you that you heard, for those that can understand Draconic.
When the captain thanks this dragon for their protection, Indare bows respectfully to the dragon to go along with the captain's diplomacy.
And so, me and Iapetus also bow by proxy because you're holding us.
Yep.
Your fealties will noted, Captain. The bravery that was being displayed has earned my gratitude and my appreciation. Fear not. The waters shall be calm. The storm will aid in your protection.
Daedalus will just message to Indare because he's that close and it's not that bad. He's just going to say, is this a dragon we're going to have to try to kill too?
Two taps of a claw to Daedalus's chest. No. He will reply, no, this dragon is the great Cobalt Scale 1 is granting us passage and protection.
Oh, that's good. You'll just see Daedalus completely deflate in your arms, and now he is just limp. He is just limp and tired.
Eventually, this dragon just goes, I will take this body as recompense and prepare a meal for it at my palace. Be well in your travel. I shall await you within the great city. And as it begins to fly off, once more it lets off a mighty roar. And eventually, it disappears into the clouds once more, taking with it such a vast meat source. The captain eventually turns back to you all and goes, Alright. Well, we won't have to worry about any monstrous creature popping up from the waves anymore. Must have been... Alright, everyone, please. We shall go underneath. We will take refuge. Men, how many did we lose? Only 2, sir. Excellent. Damage to the ship? Substantial, but not too bad.
I can help with that. Do you have the materials, or did it take them underground? Water places.
One of the crew members goes, we should still have enough. We thoroughly would thank you.
Yeah, Dale's will just walk over to here where, again, I figure it was crushed but not pulled into the water. He'll just mending on it and just be like, there.
The crew will absolutely thank you. The teachers, you see, basically, Professor Flametongue kind of immediately usher most of the students and everyone else back under, where the captain is currently talking to the twins. And they seemingly are just having a quick discussion before eventually the twins bow and begin to walk away. And both your professors kind of look to you all and go, "It was brave what you did. Very foolish, but brave." And you watch as the High Elf professor, with a single clap of his hand, you all will get back. Let me roll for this. Okay.
I mean, I think only 3 of us even got hit.
Yeah, but we got hit hard. Who did get hit?
Fair.
And once more for these. You
As
all will receive 29 points of healing.
God damn.
Whereas the drow will immediately make his way towards the front of the ship. And kind of just stand there looking out into the water.
As everyone seems to be calm, everything's collected. Everyone just kind of like calming down a little bit. Salas is gonna nod, look around, walk this way, walk this way, and lean over.
Who wants chowder?
Oh, wait a second, no, wait a second, go back. You'll just feel on the back, you'll just feel on your back, just that, let it all out, trying to hold your hair.
Why would you go for his hair? He has hordes.
Hair is fluid, it can go around. Your horns are not a
Yes,
scrunchie.
it can. Hair will go everywhere. Trust me. The guy who has really long hair.
Meanwhile, as he's doing that, Belky picks up the piece of the tentacle. It's almost as big as she is. Lifts it up over her head and go, "Hey, pussycat, I got dinner."
Goldblum is just snapping his fingers, making more lightning bolts. I like the spell.
I'm Goldblum, and this is my favorite spell in my spell book.
Indare takes a minute as he shrinks back down and comes to terms with reality catching back up to him as he slowly begins walking over. Pats Salas on the back, and as he walks by, pats Daedalus on the shoulder a couple times in a reassuring pat. He says nothing, but he makes eye contact with Daedalus for a few seconds.
Well, Daedalus is in a post-adrenaline state, so he's kind of fucked up. So he's just going to look at him and just go, wait a second, don't move for a second. And then he's going to stop concentrating, hitting on haste. Yep, there's going to be a moment of vertigo. Okay, should have passed.
He lets that pass. There's that moment when he just looks at Daedalus in the eyes. He says nothing. But there's that moment when he pats him on the shoulder twice, and he continues walking towards Belky. He grabs the tentacle along with Belky.
Oh.
Let's get this thing downstairs. I made it a fucking promise, and I'm gonna hold up on that promise.
Out of character. What promise was that?
One of the greatest insults that you can do in Maori culture is to stick your tongue out at somebody. It basically means after I kill you, I'm
gonna eat you. Yes, I actually got to stay in a Maori longhouse when I was about 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool. But yeah, no, they'll eat you. At least they used to once upon a time.
And the tabaxi from where Indare is from is based on Polynesian and Maori culture.
Hmm.
Yeah. So he is taking that thing downstairs because he is about to take this sumbitch's mana.
Yes.
This will just yell, "Save me some, please!"
The captain will go over to you all and go, "Good work. Save me a bite. I need it."
Aye, aye, Captain.
Is that the captain?
Down. Yep.
I can't tell what that's of.
Sorry, ignore the ping.
You're right.
True. Now I can finally just zoom into the map.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just a temporary
for
the captain.
You're fine. It's just that, again, like we said, like we had to cover a lot of spots as non-accurate maps, so detail was lost. But again, no big issue. Meanwhile, Daedalus is going to turn to South and be like, "Speaking of South, I think I might have something that could help with that."
As he kind of looks over to Daedalus, he just casually just waves his hand and goes like, "Nah, any relief would be temporary."
Well, actually, I'm not sure because I don't know how much of the spatial dilation actually happens. It might actually mean that you don't feel anything movement-wise at all.
I'm good. I'll just head back to the center of the deck.
Okay.
Alrighty. And I believe this would be a good time for a small bio break.
Yes.
All right.
Congratulations, gang.
We blew it the fuck up.
You blew it the fuck up, alright.
And now I want calamari.
You get calamari.
That's also why you don't give wizards high explosives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But congratulations, y'all took down a monstrous squid.
Indeed.
What was the effect that for my own sake and my own curiosity, what was the effect that the insult had on it?
Let's put it this way. You pissed it off.
Good.
It would take a -2 into its attacks.
You insulted its entire family line.
You basically called it something that it did not like, and it understood Aquan.
Mm-hmm.
Considering it's monstrous.
Yep, it's the same. It's in the same class as Frank.
Well, it's big.
Frank is a kraken and he's an octopus. One is a squid and one is an octopus. I get the difference.
But yeah, you guys managed to do that, and congratulations, y'all also met
Anshar.
You met Anshar. We'll get back to that.
A big
right
old
now.
Durgan.
Yeah, a huge-sized blue dragon.
We never get to meet any of the dragons that are safe for us to talk to.
You know, this gave me an idea for not exactly like a con that a coastal dragon could run, just more of like a asshole-ish agreement he could reach with the nearby trade routes, wherein he just comes as like, all right, I'm gonna help you guys out. I'm gonna look out for big beastie monsters that are out in the sea, not because I want to save you guys, but because you guys make the best bait. So that helps me out.
All I'm gonna say is this: That's all.
Mm.
But for right now, bio break, everybody.
Yay!
Yeah, good parody, Wiley.
I was saying it, but DMCA, you know.
Well done, everybody.
Yay! Everybody did a good job.
Once more, catapult plus prep time is a nasty combo.
Mm-hmm.
I also
No, the calamari is well done.
Also glad we finally had a moment where I could justify having taken that feat and not getting a max in intelligence, because it'll be another probably 2 years before I get a chance to get 20 in intelligence, whereas my sister has that already. The struggle is real.
Yes. Hello, my love.
No, you want a real struggle. You try to pick up a feat when you're a monk.
On a real struggle, you go river fishing for monsters.
You want a real struggle, you play Kingdom Hearts 2. But no one really likes struggles, so we just skip past them.
I'm pretty sure I've beaten every boss in Kingdom Hearts 2, but I also did that back when I was in high school.
No. Struggles.
Ah.
But there's no reels. Don't reel anything in.
Meanwhile,
On a real struggle, make a movie.
also, having made sure his friends don't die, Daedalus is now able to not be as angsty, so now he can get back to his favorite spot on Goldblum's shoulders.
See, we're making progress.
Oh man, I just realized you really are the Going Mary's prow to fucking my Luffy, Wiley.
Sure.
Means he
One
just
Piece things.
It just means that he sits cross-legged on top of your head.
It became like a running
I will
joke because
nod ignorantly.
Oda would do the same thing subconsciously for a long time, which is every time they were on their boat, which is very little, he'd always put Luffy on like the giant head at the front of the ship, because it's a great way to symbolize like how the weather's going. Then he noticed it, and then when things happen much later in the manga, it becomes a significant point that he has never not spent a day sitting on that head. But how are you doing, chat? And, oh yeah, once everybody gets back, we're going to have to do Around the Horns. But in case you weren't here for Districtly Professional last night, I've got a semi-announcement. I'm going to be appearing on another channel's D&D stream, as well as their podcast. So keep an eye out for when I can talk about that. We're in the early stages now. We have a day to record, but other than that, still working on things. I will say it's a very high level game, so get ready to see stuff that I can do when I am at 17th level and allowed to be creative.
That's always fun when you get to be creative.
Yeah, the thing I will say is that, as I mentioned on the other stream, is that when I was approached, I was also asked for help with DM. So, a former DM from this channel from one of our miniseries will be DMing that game, and that'll be JC Doodle. And JC is like, you know what? Fuck it, we ball. But he did not swear because he's JC. 4 magic items of any rarity. So I've literally been going through every magic item in the game being like, okay, I can have 4 of you. I'm taking this. And he's also like, you know what?
I have to do that too.
Yeah. Best part. The first item I know I'm taking is the Docent, which is supposed to be only for Dragonlance and can only be used with Warforged, but now, no, I have a literal magical Alexa. Yeah. And it's sentient. And can see through my eyes. And give me skills and the ability to cast a minimum of 2 non-damaging spells. But since I'm playing a Warlock, yes, any spells and any extra skills you can give me, I will eat up. There's also a whole bunch of stuff like...
I like playing a rogue.
I mean, fair. It's on my list of things to do. But Also, when's the next time I'm actually going to be able to play a warlock who has access to nearly every one of their class features?
A fair point.
Yeah. Also, it's the only time I'm going to be able to play a warlock who won't be morally dubious about taking all 3 power words. My guy's entire thing is literally word magic, and then I'm like, oh, I'm level 9. 3 things with word in the title and their enchantment? Oh, yeah, we're definitely taking these.
Mm.
And that's the best part, is that I've mentioned it to a bunch of people who I'm not playing with, so I can't wait to when the players find out that at one point I'm just going to look at something and go, you know, we've been doing this for a long time, at least in universe. Can I just size up a person and see if they have about 100 hit points? Yeah, okay. You. Die. Okay, that's over. Oh, man, that'll be... Like, I love the... Have you ever read the MTG, like, flavor text for Power Word Kill, which is a card in the game?
Yeah, I believe the card sucks ass.
There's a bunch of cards that can do stuff like that, but they played fast and loose with it because Magic's new current system is very stupid, where we'll do something that'll pop the fans once for one set and then do no follow-ups, when we used to do 3 set blocks that everyone loved. So yeah,
they only do that for guest sets. They'll for main sets they'll do the 3 block thing.
No, they stopped doing that a while ago because Strixhaven was technically a full main set. It only got one thing. So did I'm trying to remember because I was actually watching a YouTube video on this, but only like a few sets in the last like several years have gotten 2 or more like sets in a block. I know, because we're currently playing in one of the settings that actually got a 3-block structure after the longest time with Ravnica.
Well, I mean, Ravnica is their cash cow, so they're gonna milk it every single time it shows up.
I mean, true. I just wish they didn't try to milk the last time they tried to milk it was War of the Spark, and the less said about that, I think everyone agrees, the better.
Probably not, because a lot of people aren't up on the MTG lore. That's okay. It's whatever.
I mean, yeah, but I've literally had to, in the last year, I've had to have strong opinions on Planeswalkers, which I hadn't had since 2012. That said,
Yes, Planeswalker. Smile.
Yeah, I can't imagine if that being a trigger word for you right now.
oh,
Can't
no.
imagine.
Oh no. I know about what happened, but I don't know the specifics, which we will, if you want to share with everybody, go ahead, but I also need to finally step away to use the bathroom now we have at least 2 people here.
Go, shoot.
I died. That's it. That's all you'll get.
Yep. How have you been enjoying Druid, Wiley?
It's been interesting because I'm, as you can imagine, playing a different way of playing Druid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't get extra HP, so that's different. But I'm still tanky because of the AC.
Well, yeah,
This way I can still cast spells.
Yeah, this subclass is pretty good for like tanking needs, whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, it's like this and Spore would be great for like tank plus still casting things.
You'd be surprised how much I was able to cast as a Moon Druid using kind of like what you did with the concentration spells.
I suppose you technically can't activate Call Lightning, right? As an animal.
Mm-hmm. Anything that has concentration, you can just keep it going or slap it on or whatever. I feel like you'd really enjoy what I usually do when I was a druid, still am a druid, is just reading all my spells and be like, yes, this is the spell to problem solve.
Mm.
Because
it's also nice being able to, if someone goes down, I can just Healing Word. I don't have to drop my form or anything. Or if I get hit, absorb elements.
Mm-hmm.
And you're
I
now
took
If it's an
absorb
element.
I took absorb elements. I didn't realize I had that spell until like I was level 13, and it was a good time to figure that out because we were about to fight an ancient dragon. So I basically just ran in front of the dragon, and I was like, "Hey, use your breath weapon on me and me alone," and then absorbed elements, and that was a good use of absorb elements.
Yeah, especially considering what type of dragon it was.
Well, I mean, honestly, a fair number of our party could have dealt with that particular type of damage. You and Corvin in particular.
Yeah. Still, I was more worried the fact that, with its original coloring, we thought, what kind of damage could it do?
Mm-hmm.
That being said, Wiley, you are actually the most suited of any druid to use absorb elements because you have a built-in high AC and you have at least 3 different weapon types that you are proficient that do very decent damage.
Yeah.
Well, let's be real. The absorb elements, like attack bonus part of it, is bad. And it's not the fault of its own. It should just be seen as like a ribbon.
I mean,
it's a nice
Ranger
bonus I
and
never
Warlock
get
is
to
one of my
use.
favorite spells.
Well, it's nothing against absorb elements itself. It's just if you use absorb elements about 80% of the time, whatever you're going to use the attack damage on is resistant or immune to it.
True. Like dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Rawr.
Casters who don't have resistance, though.
Yeah, mages are the best option for the damage of absorb elements.
There's
You know
also
who
random
had
things.
absorb elements? Addleseas.
Don't make me sad. Please.
The other thing I could think of is if there was like a dragon and something else that was attacking you, and it's kind of like a mixed battle. That way you have something to use the damage on. Also, I'm back.
Hi, Zach.
Welcome back.
Oh, God.
I want to.
I never left, but I'm eating chips, so
I think if that's the case, then everyone's back.
Also, there's several ways I could have of stuff I was going to do involving that dragon at some point. Not dragon, that octopus, but they were all super limited because Bob was in 5 feet, so I couldn't get close enough. Because I almost also turned it back around and used the robe of dazzling I got from Indare, but I couldn't because I didn't want to risk blinding Bob.
I mean,
Flashbang, shasha.
Let's be real. Bob went in like Jack at the end of Pirates 2.
I told you I was going to do that shit last week.
Oh, yeah.
That is a good point.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. No, I was also preparing for if J. Frost said, well, you're still grappled by this thing, so it's pulling you under. I was literally about to say I kept one of my only 2nd level spell slots saved for Vortex Warp.
Yeah, notice how it didn't try dragging you people under. It just tried to crack the ship open in half.
Well, because then it doesn't really have to. It can just start munching us from the water. It's a smart predator.
Exactly.
We're efficient.
And consider, I'll tell you all this above game, you did not want to fight this thing in the water.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Because underwater, it's got a thing called underwater camouflage, where it's got advantage on stealth checks.
That just sounds like home field advantage. We don't want that.
Yeah, no, you guys did good. You shot this thing's health down painfully.
I imagine so.
And it was a pretty decent chunk of health.
Also,
Curious.
since the Oh, go ahead.
How much gold's worth of explosions did you spend?
Bob?
He's calculating.
Well, a vial of acid is, I believe, like 25 gold a pop. So that was 250 gold for that first shot. And then all the grenades along with it. Which, Granted, I got everything for free because I have an alchemy jug and weekly actions.
Are we out of grenades?
Yes. I am out of grenades and vials of acid.
I think we can call all of those grenade uses well spent.
Except for the one dud.
God. First and foremost, I'm glad you guys managed to do something about the grenades, because as soon as it turned on to Endair's turn, they were gonna go kaboom.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew. I also know the
So-
last thing you want to do is
oh.
damage your ship.
Yeah, because that D4 I rolled, there were 4 targets that those grenades could have, gone onto. Iapetus, Endair, the ship, just general, and the worst one was the 4th one. A powder keg.
So speaking of that, my original thing since the battle was done there, what I had intended to do before the grenades thing even took place was there was a tentacle. I was just gonna use a cantrip on it and then use my class ability and just try to like pop the thing's like eye or like aim for its eye with the longbow. That was the plan. And then the grenades happened. And I'm like, oh no. Should try to help. Oops.
Yeah.
Looks like my +2 index. Yeah, you guys can throw it for me. I'm not.
Also, J Frost, you're about to hate me for this. Give me 1 second here. So I'm going to show Bob
That
something.
all depends.
I'm
Oh,
putting it-
Wiley, yeah, that's why Iapetus was not trying to throw it. She was just trying to use the arrow for it because I squishy.
The fact that it nat 1 to then natural 20'd.
The duality of roll 20.
Oh, hey, I remember these things.
Yep.
Ah, that's crazy.
Do we want to get started?
Let me do a quick rundown. Vaughn,
Hello.
CG,
I asked the question.
Wiley,
Yes.
Bob,
No.
Krista,
Maybe?
Zai.
Dinner.
All right.
J
That's
Frost.
everybody.
Oh, J Frost's not here. I guess we have to wait.
Okay.
Oh, damn it.
All right. Well, J Frost, if you would please take us away.
All right, everybody, get on the boat.
Darn it.
Alrighty. Allow me to put on a little bit of some happier music, seeing as how y'all did pretty damn good. Put on enable trap hole music. So, as you all begin to unwind from this extremely adrenaline-packed day, you all are treated to some nice bits of rest and respite. And there, you, having been given this nice thing of gigantic monstrous squid, decide to go and cook it up
Mm-hmm.
for the entirety of the crew as a celebrationary feast. If you would like to cook it, I would like to have you roll for it.
Very
Can
well.
he be assisted?
Yes, he may.
I
I'm
assist.
also- I am using my spices as well. Nat 2031.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm getting ready for the other cook-off.
Please, tell me how you're serving this calamari up.
Well, it is being sliced into very, very fine slices of calamari sashimi. It is being pan-seared with plenty of oil, herbs, spices, so on and so forth. almost to the point that it's being cooked similar to bacon. He is carving everything that would not be needed for future use, and he is turning them into these long, very thin, very crisp, almost melt in your mouth slices of calamari sashimi. And given the size of this thing, there is a mountain of calamari slices. And of course, he's the premier best piece goes to the captain, as is tradition.
Alrighty. And there, I would say, alongside this, the captain would have had the regular on-board chef do a little bit of assisting with some culinary bits. They will bust out some rice. They'll bust out a good chunk of a little bit of fish that they've managed to catch and store up, some salted pork. And they do a little bit of a broth, some stew, potatoes. This is an actual, this is a naval feast that is to be prepared. And with this calamari and sashimi, it just...
Dare's going to, if the chefs are willing to work with him, he's going to bring forth kind of with everything that they're bringing him, he's going to bring forth kind of a pseudo Sloppy Eoge's Kraken special.
Okay, I can get behind that. I will say the meal, it takes about an hour plus just to make sure everything's cooked correctly, the setting is prepped, but inevitably the meal is just finished. The captain has a bell ring out and everyone comes to feast. The teachers, your fellow students, the crew that are just absolutely enjoying all of this. And of course, there's a moment where the captain says a few words before the dinner, basically as a commemorative prayer to the two crew members that have lost their lives during this engagement, but that their deaths were not in vain. The creature itself has been killed. And now they get to enjoy a nice feast as both a remembrance of them and also as payback to this, what can only be described by the captain as plenty of vulgaric obscenities. But you all chow down, and this has to be some of the best food you've all had in your lives, especially seafood.
Indare will teach the captain over the course of the dinner. Indare will teach the captain Frank's favorite insult against a squid.
In return, you'll get one from him. And I will make this public for you all. I'll put it in the call chat.
Let me just say I'm really glad it was an octopus and not squid, because squid have hooks in their tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
Some do, yeah.
There you go.
Colossal squid do. They
Almost.
look like this.
Yep. And here's the insult.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Turns out we learned that the giant squid's name was Bob. Moments later, Bob was dismembered.
Wait a minute. I know that's a fucking soundbite somewhere, but I'm not gonna play it. Not.
Yeah, Wiley loves it.
Jesus, the hooks on that thing.
Yeah.
Right? But that's a squid, not an octopus.
It's not just trying to, like, suction to you. It's making sure you don't leave.
Yeah.
That is what we in the business call a bad suck. We only like good suck here. But
Hey, don't kink shame.
Heyo. Oh god. Anyways,
And this is why I keep all my streams 18 plus.
amen to that.
Naughty.
The meal concludes. You all are well fed. Some of you feel so full you could pop. Eventually, you all are escorted back to your quarters to go rest, relax. And I will say, the day shall come to an end.
Well, once everybody's there, except for Salas, who I believe is still sleeping under the, like, in the keel.
He can make his way back to the he makes his way back to like the bunks and when he has to sleep.
You'll see, like, Daedalus, who has somehow managed to balance himself just right, so he's sitting, like, cross-legged inside his hammock. And he's gonna be like, oh, yes, so, we all didn't die today, so I also found out today that I can actually finally tell you guys all this, and he's just gonna open up his shirt again. Hi, this is Perdix. Perdix, come say hi. And he's just gonna have Perdix detach from his chest and walk up his arm.
He can detach it?
Technically, Perdix can detach himself. He just kind of just detaches, waves a little metal, like, bug leg arm.
Yeah, like, the way I imagine is that, like, since it's not actually, like, how he originally thought it was, like, fused inside him, I just imagine, like, it treats his flesh kind of like liquid metal and then just kind of comes out. So there's no actual visible wound on Daedalus.
It's like having a plunger attached to your, like, tit.
Does he have a weird bruise?
It's kind of... Again, it's like having a plunger attached to your tit.
Are you asking him if he has a hickey on his titty?
I just thought it would be funny, like a weird shaped suction mark from having this thing on
basically
it.
a scarab-shaped suction mark.
Yay!
It just...
That's funny.
I had him since the... Wait a second. He's going to look back to Perdix and stop talking to all of you, and then Perdix will just hear in his head, wait a second, can I mention the vampire incident now that they're dead?
It just looks up and just goes... I'll say this. For the rest of you, you only hear... But for you, Daedalus, you hear... I would highly recommend against it. However, I'm not your god. Or whatever you believe in.
Huh, I haven't
I
ever
am
had...
not your subject of
Then all
belief inserted here.
Then all of a sudden,
I am not your subject of beliefs inserted.
Yeah, at that point, Daedalus will say out loud instead of, like, what he would... Like, again, Daedalus trailed off, then you heard this thing go bzz, 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 bzz at him. Then he's just gonna go, huh, I don't actually know what my theological belief system is. I just know I don't support love. Oh, well, okay. So, FYI, you remember the cult?
The owl-faced cult, yeah.
No, not that cult. I mean, the ones that killed themselves over your family's, like, stick.
Above game.
Yeah.
You just mentioned that out loud.
I mean, we have been pretending like the rest of the, like, school is not here for the better part of 2 sessions.
Okay.
Are we not
Also,
isolated?
to be fair, the cult is something that many people on campus were aware of because of the dude running down the hall and us having to chase him.
They were aware of an incident involving masked hooligans.
Yeah, so...
I mean...
I assumed we went somewhere as private as we could be.
Yeah, because, I mean...
Yeah,
he's revealing Perdix to us.
Yeah, so that would be fair.
Hey, we could just say that you're all in the center of the ship with me.
Okay, yeah,
We
that
could
works.
either be in the
So we
center of
did
the
go
ship...
to the place that he didn't want.
Okay,
But yeah,
I'll say we're
so
all with Salas, yeah.
we're not around other people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You guys go. You guys remember the cult?
Yeah.
You also remember that night that you all went
Yeah.
to that giant sports thing?
Yeah, how could I forget?
I don't know. Daniels is just giving you a look like, it's your life. I don't know how you live it.
I'm not your god.
Or insert belief here.
Oh Lord, is that going to become the episode title? I'm not your god.
No, it would be I'm not your insert belief here, if anything.
Okay, but
I'm not your theology.
but
I'm not your religion, pal.
Either way, Daedalus will just go, well,
I'm
I
not
went to
your
the
pal.
I went to the library, and on the way there, I ran into 3 vampires.
What?
Yeah, they were all actual Lorehold prefects.
Why didn't you get us?
Because I immediately ran to get a message to Professor Naylock, who typically is the best at dealing with things like that. And then I left a message,
Okay.
which is how I met Perdix. And then, unfortunately, by complete happenstance, I finally went back to the library, got the books I needed, and then ran into one of them. They didn't know that I had seen them earlier. I just ran into them. And then I think they remembered us because of the other ones that all just went crazy and killed themselves. And he used magic on me and forced me to go talk to them.
So, they mind controlled you.
Not really. It was just, as far as I can tell, it was just charm person. They basically just made me think that I liked them until I was in a room where I couldn't escape from them. But then I managed to escape. But then they caught me again.
So I'm guessing, Lucy, then that the dude who was at your door that night was
Yep.
one of them?
Yep. And they were led by a
Oh.
very scary man named Mr. Sweet, which is also the person I warned you about.
I hate it.
Oh yes, I hated it too.
Yeah, but like, why didn't you tell us?
Well, because at a certain point, I was not authorized to deal with certain aspects of the school's security. So he holds up Perdix. I was physically incapable of telling any of you anything.
Then why would you let that thing anywhere on your person?
Because it also meant that at any time I could send a message without having a sending spell to certain members of the staff to actually deal with problems. It also
Perdix kind of just pulls out 2 mechanical arms and it kind of just puts it on what you could only assume to be its waist and just shakes itself at you, Belky. And you just hear bzz, 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 bzz.
What's the translation? Because I
Is
can
it
understand.
giving sass?
Translation is... Wait. It basically just repeated what Belky said, but in a sassier tone.
Amazing.
Also,
Yeah,
thanks to-
no, I don't think. Sorry, go ahead.
Also, thanks to Perdix, I can directly interact with several different aspects of this entire school security grid. So for the last month and a half, I've been installing programs to make it so that way if you just say Perdix, I would be alerted immediately and be able to send some Securitrons your way to protect you.
Well,
Did mention that in the letter.
while that's a nice gesture, you would sacrifice part of your autonomy for this thing?
Well, some vampires wanted to
Even-
kill my family and the only friends I've ever met, so yeah, I was kind of okay with it.
Eventually, Perdix just makes its way back onto the spot, and you just hear the suction cup go...
Yeah, also thanks to...
Yeah.
Can it hear us while it's connected to his chest? Or only
It's
when it was popped off?
It's basically able to hear you all.
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't know that it can also share his senses, because he was probably going to say that, but he hasn't gotten around to it yet. He's basically info dumb, because I can finally tell you things that I can't... He's finally able to tell you things he couldn't for like 2.5 months.
I will
Mhm.
say this, before it does suction cup itself back onto you, and Daedalus, it does kind of like open up a small hole on it and kind of sprays you down with kind of basically like an antiseptic spray, and then kind of just wipes it off.
It
With, like, an air
sanitizes
dry.
before.
It's basically
attachment.
sanitizing.
Oh,
Yes.
that's cold and
Hey,
bubbly.
Why do I
Lucy.
smell alcohol?
Oh, it's cold and bubbly.
then
It's
just-
unpleasant. Okay. Oh, all right. Well.
Lucy, can
Does it
it
hurt?
hear us?
Oh yeah, he can see and hear everything I see, and also record what I look through if I need to.
Hey, Perdix. I'm glad you're keeping track of my brother, but the next time you make him lie to me, I will be very upset.
Data, yeah, I was about to say it probably imagines Dato's probably immediately imagines without even thinking what she would do to it, and just like, no, that is exactly how that would go. And so Perdix gets a direct mental image of that.
In your head, you basically hear, "But my manufacturing warranty."
Wow.
Oh, you're just gonna hear Daedalus out loud say, "Oh, your warranty won't save you."
Belky will reach over and like flick it, like a finger flick to see what happens, and she has this very displeased like look on her face with this whole thing.
You flick it, and it just feels like you're flicking a metal can. Just
Yeah.
and inside
Yeah.
it Perdix replies back, kind of in the head, going, "Can you please tell her to stop flicking me? I find that quite rude."
He says he finds that quite rude. He would appreciate it if you stopped.
Yeah. Hey, Specs. Listen, I appreciate you looking out for us and all, but this thing, if it can control you, I say we crush this little bug now.
It's going to immediately reply in your head, "Please do not crush me. That would be very counterproductive.
No disassemble! No disassemble! No
Do not disassemble. Do not forcibly disassemble. You will void the warranty of life."
Well, actually, I can't afford to do that right now because, well, we also found out another person who's working at the school that is a very big problem. And without Perdix, I can't actually search for him. Or them. I actually don't know much about them. They are complete total mystery. I have a whole section of the threat board addressed to them.
So, Sal's has been kind of quiet this whole time, and he's just looking at Perdix, just kind of taking everything in. It's not exactly thrilled about all the secrecy, but I think all of us could tell that something was up. If anything, I'm a little ashamed that you thought that we wouldn't notice or wouldn't try to figure it out on our own.
I mean, I also kind of welcomed it because if you figured it out, then and there was nothing I could have done to stop it, and so at that point I wouldn't have been like held accountable.
Still, he kind of walks on over to Perdix a little bit. He doesn't poke it, but he does kind of like look at it, kind of thinking around it, I guess, in a way. This thing is more or less a direct line to Naylock.
If needed,
Well,
I have to initiate it, or he has to initiate at least general communication.
And granted, I cannot completely always reach my baker due to potential temporal problems and or extraplanar connection.
Oh, also, there's regularly time magic interference, and sometimes he's not on the plane. He says.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
This does. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Belky.
Nah, it's just, it doesn't sit with me, man.
Well, I know, given history with Naylock, it's not a great feeling.
I'm not even touching on that tin can. Like, here's the thing. If there was a piece of metal that could make me physically unable to tell my friend something was wrong. Yeah, no, just full stop. No, I can't. Nah.
No, I understand. I mean, I'm not happy about this either, but I guess part of me has to accept the fact that initially Daedalus didn't really have a choice. And she's gonna look over at Lucy like, I'm assuming you didn't have a choice? Initially?
Daedalus is putting up a finger and thinking back. You can actually actively see him thinking. Because he's trying to remember. You must understand, I was very frantic at the moment because I just discovered 3 very powerful vampires and was trying to make sure that the school was made aware, but also half the school was in one place very far from me.
Oh, well, no, Lucy, what I mean is, you didn't know, I'm assuming, when you, I guess, bonded with this thing that it could physically stop you until I guess it did it.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, in that case, we kind of just have to take it for what it is at that initial moment. None of us like it, as Dallas pointed out, but I mean, if, and I mean this fully, if it's benefiting you now and helping us to some extent, as long as it's not putting you in any sort of jeopardy, or again, she looks down at Perdix, forcing you to lie to us somehow, I'd say the benefit kind of outweighs the cost. Although it makes me wonder if it's a direct line to Naylock. Is it always on? As in, is it always sending information?
It responds in your head. No, unfortunately, I cannot continuously have constant communication and recording. I don't have the storage space for that.
He doesn't have the storage space and something called a bandwidth for that.
But he doesn't have a band around him.
Belky raises her hand. I'm not with him.
Oh, so there's no bandwidth. Gotcha.
On top of that, I'm just a simple drone worker.
Oh, he says he's just a simple drone. Though, in all honesty, he's more complex than any familiar I've ever seen. Oh, wait a second. Is this what it's like for... Is this what it's like for Ariadne to have all of her animal friends?
No.
You know, actually, Lucy, I'd argue maybe. Only difference is... hers, I think, if they were like Perdix, every single time she tried to do something that could potentially hurt her, they would all just jump her and hold her down based on what you've described Perdix was able to do to you prior.
You're going to see him cross his arms, like, nodding sagely, and then he's just going to look down to, like, the chest area where Perdix is. You're not allowed to start a war with the raccoons.
I have no intention of starting a war with a mammalian species known for garbage hoard collecting. However, I am quite impressed at their hygienics. Speaking of hygienics, it's going to whir just a little bit and goes... Scan complete. No cancer detected.
What?
I mean, yeah, that's...
No, it just caught
That's a
me off
monkey.
guard as a player. What?
That was a monkey.
Oh, apparently I'm also completely cancer-free.
What? In
Oh.
character this time.
Yeah.
You know, you know what?
Okay.
I think I have at least one way that this situation I can get in bed with it a little bit more. Perdix.
Yes?
While I may not have control over you, I would like to make a request for something to do with Daedalus. Some way to watch out for him. If he ever tries to mind sliver an owl, please stop him.
I have
100% behind this.
I have already
Confirmed.
made peace with that. I have Fred the owl, the one owl that can be trusted.
Confirmed.
Daedalus is now petulant like a child. He's like, I fixed that. You don't get to hold that against me anymore. I did my nickel.
Hey, Daedalus. Welcome to having friends. Nothing is ever forgotten.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We've
Until he learns
remembered
modified memory.
forever.
Oh, God. Anyway.
Meow, what do you need, Pixie?
Is there anything you guys are going to want to do tonight?
Yeah, I wanted to have a little concert for the folks in the galley.
Alright. We have a concert. Anything else?
Suffering. That's about it.
If there's any
Could easily do
ginger... if there's any ginger like tea and like crackers and stuff before Abe just goes back to like her own hammock, she will drop that off with Salas so that at least his stomach is good for the trip.
Salas is much appreciative.
Aww.
Meanwhile, Daedalus goes down to Salus's area now. He knows where Salus's area is because he had no idea about it. And he's just going to go,
No.
he's going to go, can you just give me 10 minutes to see if this works in fixing your problem? I didn't even know you had a problem until just now. I was self-isolating.
Daedalus, I respect that you want to help. Please respect that I would rather solve it on my own and find an answer that way.
Uncasts lesser restoration. Okay. Good luck with that.
I will do this, but how about this? If you can't find a way by the end of the trip on the return voyage, we give it a try.
No. Just look,
No.
again, it's fine. Like, it sucks, but it's fine.
But you all forced me to learn this spell, and I haven't been able to have a moment to cast it and figure out if it actually will and be useful.
All right, what's the spell?
This tiny hut thing. I've been working on conjuration magic for a while now, and I'm wanting to figure out how much of it actually affects the world around it, because I've been trying to see about the upper limits of the ability to move objects through conjuration. But if I could possibly at least eliminate some of the spatial awareness, like, you know, he's just going to do fervor rock himself while the boat is rocking, that might be a key to something.
All right, fine. Here's what we'll do. This evening, you can set up a hut in the sleeping quarters, just around me. My own little space to remove all that nonsense. We'll see if it helps.
Fantastic! I can't wait. And he's going to run back up to the sleeping quarters and try to make sure that there's enough room between all of their friends' sleeping areas that he can cover that and not affect any of the other people.
As he leaves, he just kind of looks to the rest of the group. Sometimes you gotta throw him a bone.
Well, at this point, I think we've all split up, so unless Goldblum's stuck down there with you.
I got a concert to get ready for.
Yep.
Yes. I will
I
say
just hope Lucy
the hut
remembers to
will
put something in
work.
front of the hut.
the hut will work, but I will say it will get a little cramped.
Well, actually, the hut
It can
obscures
fit
all...
up to like 5 people.
I'm talking about, like, you know, outside of the hut.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I mean, considering that we have to accommodate, again, 5 people in a 10-foot radius, and it doesn't go through solid objects, then yeah, I think we will be just fine.
Yeah.
But now
Please tell me Daedalus slapped a sticker on it, since otherwise it would be transparent and we'd walk into
No,
it.
no, I can literally make it opaque or clear as I want it.
Yep. He can. He can make it rave colors if he wants.
I imagine that'd be something that, like,
RGB.
yeah. So once everyone's together, that's what Daedalus is going to do. Be like, okay, now Salus, let me know if this does anything to even out the flow, because I'm concentrating on keeping the hut as stable as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, J Frost,
right.
does he feel the motion of the ocean?
Bring up Tiny Hut for me.
Sure.
So keep on rocking it, baby. All of the creatures and objects are barred from casting spells and other magic form of the atmosphere inside the space comfortable and dry because onto this one.
So,
Okay.
I'm going to DM you something, Frost.
By all means. Curious to see how this is gonna react. Not gonna lie, you guys got the Blade one, like the first Blade movie, like rave stuck in my head now.
Blood rave. That's a moment of cinema.
Also, if you guys wanna do the concert too.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. For now, he seems alright.
Okay, let me know if you need, if anything changes. If so, I can dispel and we can take you back down to the hall.
Will do.
And now Delos is just going to sit cross-legged in his hammock in a way that nobody can understand, given how, if you've ever been in a hammock, that's incredibly hard to do. And we'll just open up his books and start making notes about Tiny Hut and also about his different kinds of conjuration, like, studies he's been doing.
Alrighty. That being said, as far as the concert's concerned, Belky, Goldblum,
Mm-hmm.
you have a concert to perform.
Yes, and I have just the song, and I'm going to post it in our chat, so you all can listen to what Belky is saying. I think you should be able to get away with playing that on stream.
All right, then, let's see.
Double check.
Easiest drum part.
All right, then I will let this play for a bit. Here we go.
I will mute myself.
I'll be Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. I'll be Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Bully down the Shinbone now. Sally is a girl in Shinbone Alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Sally is a girl that I play fairly. Bully down the Shinbone now. So help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Way,
all right, that's enough of that, just because for the sake of getting everybody else's scenes going.
Bully, I say. Bully indeed.
I figure since, Dare taught Belky the song, I figure this would be the perfect one to use.
I'd say roll me a performance. I'll give you advantage with Goldblum help
All right.
with the beats.
All right. With Beats by Dre.
No, Beats by Gray.
Oh, of course.
Beats by Dre. No, hold on. It's
That's a 30. That's a crit.
It's not Beats by Dre. It's Beats by Drax.
Hey.
I got a crit. That's a 30.
It's a damn good performance. The crew is singing along to it. This is a proper sailing song.
Yeah.
In fact, you're getting a couple of people who have some very suspicious Scottish and Irish accents joining in. And there might be grog being drank while this is going on.
Oh,
yeah, of course.
I also just realized the hilarity that once you guys are all done this concert, you are going to come down, and possibly some of the other, students, and see that there's a dome in the sleeping hall where all of your beds should be.
Yeah.
Can't believe they got domed.
That's not gonna fly. So Belky will take her axe and tap on this great big old dome.
Well, that's the funny thing. The second you try to do anything, it goes right through because you're one of the people that is permitted.
Oh shit! And Belky stumbles inside.
Oh, welcome, Belky. I think I found a way to help curb Salus's motion sickness.
Yeah. Hey. This is taking up a lot of room.
I mean, I did the best I could. But on the bright side, it mostly only affects us.
Okay. Does this help Sully?
That's what we're currently looking into.
Okay.
Looks like it's helping.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, that. This would be the time to ask, be like, does Belky notice if it's any, like, more, like, stable here than anywhere else on the ship? Because if you've been on a ship for a long
Seems
period of
pretty
time...
stable.
Yeah.
Seems pretty stable.
Huh. I mean, I was just out there giving literally the performance of my life, and you guys missed it. So, you know, I'm not going to be terribly broken up about it. But yeah.
It's okay. Next time I'll make sure to come out and vomit all over your crowd. Continuously.
To be fair,
I wouldn't be the first time at one of my concerts somebody was like that. Let me just say that. But yeah, hold on. I lean my head out. Hey, Rocksteady! Big guy, get in here.
Ramble. I get in there.
You get in.
I made it just big enough to accommodate you, which I think is the upper limits of the spell.
My head appreciates it.
Considering I think you took up space for my bed in this little area, yeah, I'm crashing here, guys.
I mean, I tried to get everyone's bed, so that way it could affect everybody.
All right.
Alright.
I mean, it'd be a little close for me, but I like sleeping against walls. Or translating against walls.
I will say this. Eventually the night will go on. You all will get the benefit of full rest tonight. Get any spell slots you lost? Any hit points you lost?
Any wild shapes I used?
Yeah, every wild shape you used.
Every breath you take, they'll be watching you.
Well, careful there. We don't need the police showing up. That might be a sting operation.
And to be fair, I found out recently that apparently a lot of Journey stuff is very cheap to license.
Huh.
Noted. We're gonna have Don't Stop Believing soon.
I mean, cheap in relative terms, in that if you get sued, you could actually pay them off and not lose your house.
Well, don't stop deleting. We'll just
yeah, I think that one will always be expensive, but I'm trying to remember the song it was. I'll talk about it like during the next thing.
Yeah, it's all good. But the night goes on. The ship is actually able to move extremely fast due to the wind kind of aiding you guys even more so than normal. And eventually, you all wake up to the sound of bells going off, with the captain screaming out, "We've arrived at Calamport!"
Well, actually, we wouldn't hear that. Or I need to double check.
You all wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think you can hear through it, can't you?
I'm trying to check because
it's not soundproof.
Creatures and objects within.
I'll say this. Salus would hear that as he walks back into the bubble. Hey guys, we're at the port.
Okay.
Speaking of which, hey Salus.
He returns with an empty bucket.
Yep. You definitely felt it when you left the dome. Like 200% times worse.
He felt it while he was in the dome.
Oh, even better.
Mm-hmm.
So allow
Quick
me...
question.
Yeah?
For the sake of me preparing spells, would I know that we would be arriving today? Should I take Water Walk off now?
I would say I would allow you, because honestly, the wind really kicked up to help you guys get the ship. And in fact, allow me to do something real quick. Put up the music for... Hopefully this works. Can you all hear that?
Yes.
Yes.
Eventually, you all make your way up to the deck. And you are all greeted. Let me make sure... to this beautiful sight.
Ooh.
The city of Calamport.
There we are.
Eventually, as the ship has fully docked, the rampart is put down. You all are being escorted off the ship, your luggage as well. The captain basically looks to the professors and goes, "Alright, wait here. I need to go and check in with the naval entrance. Should come back with at least a few representatives from the city." And eventually, he begins to walk off. The docks are quite a bustling. You see multiple ships, many of the Far East and of Middle Eastern design. Just some beautiful barges, some what appears to be fishing vessels. You see some warships of absolute grandeur and design. And in fact, at one point, you all take a look over, and you see there's this section within the port, what appears to be an elongated dock house. And kind of within this, you see one of the most magnificent barges you've ever seen. Just solid gold and ivory forged together. What appears to be Acacia wood, just as the main structure. Beautiful trimmings. Eventually, about 20 to 25 minutes pass, and the captain returns. Of course, he returns with an entourage. You see these men. Think of the... how do I put it? Think of the red guards that you see in Skyrim.
Curved
Men.
blades.
What's up?
The meme about the red guard, curved blades.
Yeah. You see these men in very well fine dressed manner, carrying curved scimitar blades on their sides. Some of the, at least a party of 10, of which it seems as if 6 of them are just what appears to be normal swordsmen. 2 of which carrying these magnificent halberds. One that seemingly is walking around almost as a scribe, just continuously making notes here and there. And one who comes walking to you in a extravagant, just snow white cloth. A beautiful... I don't want to say turban. I want to say...
Headscarf? Head dressing?
A headscarf, yes. Like a beautiful, a really beautiful, like, red and white with a nice black band around it. This man kind of wearing jewelry. Very beautiful looking. A golden chained necklace with a symbol of what appears to be a blue dragon. And just... this man bows to you all and goes, "Ah, Mishar Salah, welcome to the city of Calamari. I am the representative of His Majesty. And I bid you all a fair welcome. I assume you are the Strixhaven. Yes? No?" Eventually, Professor Flametongue kind of comes up and goes, "That we are. Thank you, Mr. Please. You may call me Shadeen. Shadeen. Yes. I am Prime Minister Shadeen. I represent His Holiness, the Sultan. And he forms kind of like this prayer hand gesture. Mashi Shala. Praise be unto the Sultan. Sultan Khalid Anshar. And the soldiers, the guards, also perform the same gesture. Come, let us get you checked in. You have no doubt been exhausted from your trip. We are terribly sorry to hear about this an incident. We understand you lost 2 men, yes, Captain? That is correct. We've lost 2 souls. My apologies. And he kind of just... He looks sad for a second. And eventually, he speaks in Draconic. Narjur an takun, arwahuhan multizahmatan, belmadi alazim pisalamai. For those of you that speak Draconic, you hear, may their souls be committed to the great beyond in peace. Come, come. We shall go and celebrate. In fact, we shall celebrate with a feast. A feast with... Are you sure? The dig site, we were hoping to get... No. Dig site comes later. First, a feast. We shall make our way to the Great Hall. The Sultan expects you all. The Sultan? Yes! He expects to make sure that everyone is feeling better since last night's calamity. Come, let us go. And you watch as the Prime Minister kind of walks away, the scribe following him. The 2 halberd guardsmen close behind them both. Eventually, you see these 6 soldiers kind of form up in a line of 3, with each one kind of forming up on the sides of your entire student body, acting as a protectorate.
Belky nudges the closest person to her. Well, with an offer like that, how could we possibly refuse? This is going to be some kind of shindig, huh?
One of the students goes, "You're telling me? Holy crap!"
I meant.
My apologies.
If there was somebody who heard that and just responded like, "Who the fuck are you?"
I mean, we have art of 2 students. That's just a question of, did they make it onto the trip? Actually, we have art of 1 person who we know made it onto the trip because they beat all of us.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. You know, I meant one of our... us.
Of course. Who would you be nudging is the real question.
Whoever is closest to Belky at the time.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for that, apparently.
All right.
It's about to say.
I can just be Salas.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to having some actual food for once in the last couple of days.
Listen, you missed out on the feast.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And like I said, the best fucking performance of my life. Just saying.
Yeah, if you're gonna try and guilt me out of
No, I'm teasing you, my guy.
Just making sure we're on the same page then.
I feel like coming up behind. I feel like coming up behind you, Dale's just go. We've also been there for most of the performances of your life. They are very good.
Thanks, Specs. Just like she doesn't know how to respond. Just thanks. But no, I wasn't trying to guilt you. I was literally teasing you.
Fair enough.
What do you figure this fellow serves? other than, looks, because that outfit, yeah, I'm digging it.
I don't know what they call the thing on his head, but I should get one. I need something that does better than my headband for the heat.
A scarf?
Oh, it's just called a scarf?
They probably call it something different here, but yeah, it's a scarf.
I mean, we did pick up those coats of comfort, so...
Yeah.
I mean, meanwhile here, Daedalus, as we mentioned, some of our outfits, Daedalus is dressed like a, 1400s Chinese scholar. Which actually,
I'll say this.
I might have the image I might drop in chat for people.
They're a port town, so probably more fish is going to be a good chunk of the menu, but a nice chunk of trades means that we could be in line for anything. Might be a nice thing for our resident chef to sample.
Also, if we're feasting with more than one noble or just one very important noble, be very careful what you say.
Why?
Well, we don't know the laws of this land, but I do know that just dealing with the very lesser nobles that my family deals with could start a trade war.
Simply put, nobles.
Daedalus looks at you with the
Simply put, Belky, nobles be finicky. They are very finicky.
There is something I would like to do, if you all would not mind, because somebody sent me a DM, and I want to do something with this.
Okay.
Okay.
Iapetus.
Yes.
Roll me an Arcana,
Okay.
just to see how your spell's gonna react.
Ooh. Pomp. 11.
Iapetus, you begin to cast the Comprehend Language spell.
Mm-hmm.
It does go off, but you feel a significant amount of force fighting you. It's almost as if the magic that you try to weave is weakened. As if where you would normally pull on great strings, it feels like mere threads.
Anyone happened to see Iapetus' face at the time? It'll look like she's not necessarily frustrated, but like she was trying to study for a test while walking. Oh, that's weird. Hey guys, remember what the shopkeep told us about casting while here?
No, because I wasn't there.
Yeah, sorry. So, Lucy, actually, good point. Lucy, heads up. If you try to use a spell while you're here, it's gonna feel kind of like you're wading through a really viscous liquid. It's not gonna happen as readily. Don't be alarmed by it. It's just apparent. The shopkeep told us it's due to the nature of this place, but
You
God,
say that
this
you immediately
feels
see him
really
trying to already
weird.
cast a spell.
What spell are you trying to cast?
He's just going first for a cantrip because the easiest thing he can do with a thought, and so he's immediately trying to do Mage Hand, which he has the most experience with now out of any of his cantrips because he spent an entire ship journey using it.
Alright, I'm going to say roll me an Arcana. Just flat.
Okay. I think I got it. Okay, no. It flashed between Arcana and Athletics when I went to roll. 13.
Daedalus, you can also feel this. It's like a river. Like you're trying to swim upriver when you try to weave the magic. Just even for this Mage Hand. It works! But you can definitely feel some pretty powerful suppressants.
Given what she went through with comprehend languages, if she can, she actually wants to try to keep ritual casting it as it expires, if she's not incapacitated in any way, just to see if she can finagle understanding why it feels so difficult hands-on.
I can tell you this right now because I believe you all were, at least most of you were present in the shop.
Mm.
The shopkeep did tell you that there was an attempt upon the Sultan's life, and a small civil war occurred.
Mhm.
And it was done by, during this war, powerful magics were unleashed, and as a result, the Sultan took it upon himself to instill extremely powerful arcane nullifiers as a way of preventing another attempt like that upon his life.
Okay. Well then yeah, in that case she'll just, instead of trying to figure out why, she'll just keep practicing it, at least so that she can get used to how much it's going to be a struggle. And
Of
also
course.
it'll let her hear stuff as she walks.
Magic, I will say this above game. Magic does work in the city of Kalamport and within the deserts of within Kalamshan itself. However, there is a level where magic will just be utterly suppressed.
Mm.
Does this also count for magic items?
Magic items do have their own. In fact, I will say this. Ender, considering your infusions, nothing really is going... Just roll me an Arcana, if you don't mind.
Will do.
While he's doing this, can I just say that...
Go ahead.
I was going to do this quick bit. Like, right after... like, anyone who will have seen Daedalus attempt to do, like, a mage hand, see the effect of it on him, his eyes would go wide. He'd just scurry up Goldblum's back and kind of, like, hide under his collar, and only Goldblum would hear, "This place is cursed."
As far as that goes, Ender, you do feel some very strong currents waving against you as you attempt to utilize magic. It still works, but the currents are strong.
Well, the infusions that I haven't activated them yet, but some of them have passive abilities.
Correct. They still are active, but there is a tide against them.
Okay.
And I also cast a cantrip just to see how to deal with it, just to experience it. You would just do a harmless produce flame, like a candle.
A produce flame. Hey, give me a second. I need to...
It doesn't have to be an attack. I'll put it in chat. It's light cantrip, but I can attack with it if I want, basically.
It's literally, do you want to have the ability to do one of the things of prestidigitation? Yes? Okay, here you go.
Roll me an Arcana.
Here goes a +0. Eventually. 4. I know shit.
As you attempt to produce your flame, the tide is overwhelming upon your hand, and much like how you could feel the sparks of life about to flicker in, like a heavy wave crashing of the sea upon your palm, that spark goes out quickly.
Place is too wet.
I think it's kind of the opposite of that, Goldblum.
It's a very dry heat.
Then why can't my fire work? It's too wet for my fire.
I told you this place is cursed, he whispers.
Remember, there's a bit of a dampener in effect. And yes, I know that's technically something that you're going to identify with as water, but no, it just means that it's not as effective. Listen, Salas is just going to kind of look back to the rest of the students and just kind of like get a feel of how like the crowd is reacting as we're kind of moving through town. Just kind of keeping an eye out.
Also, Wiley, you weren't lying about your computer being slow because the dice only just procced on my screen.
I know, that was weird.
Allow me to kind of take a look. Salus, you were wanting to gauge how the entirety of everyone is looking at your group?
Our group, as well as just kind of looking at our group, like our full class and full field trip, not just us, and also just the goers by.
I would say passive perception, or if you're wanting to, I'd say active perception check.
28.
28, not bad. Your entire school body that is currently on this field trip, there are occasionally some glances over at you, a few what appear to be vendors and merchants trying to make their way towards your school trip group, but a quick glance from some of the guards is enough to immediately cause these would-be sellers of trinkets to immediately shirk back to their stalls. A few rough vagrants are eyeing you up, but upon seeing that you are being escorted quickly, they're looking away, just knowing that whatever easy mark that they're hoping to get, not so much. But there's definitely there are people basically going about their day as normal. Some people do look at your entire field trip and acknowledge, some don't. They mostly are paying attention more towards the Prime Minister, who is currently walking, and people are bowing with reverence to this man, and basically they're treating him like absolute royalty.
Now that I think about it, we never exactly asked about the political setting. I guess being a prime minister is quite the position around here.
I mean,
yeah, he's the head honcho.
No, that'd be the Sultan.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know what I meant, the one underneath the Sultan.
I mean, maybe. We don't know what if they put Prime Minister in that much of a highlight. It might just be basically someone who deals with just current inside the border discussions. There's a lot of nuance to weird politics.
Daedalus, they are. Oh, bless you.
Oh, the
Bless
dust
you.
here, man. Wow, it's crazy.
Daedalus, they are bowing in reverence to the man.
It's hard to see under this collar.
Then shift it.
I'm using one hand just to hold up, okay? I can only do so much here.
Why are you even riding on Goldblum? Or on the big guy?
Because it's the safest place here, and again, he'll whisper, "This land is cursed."
It's not. Specs, walk on your own 2 feet, man.
Did Iapetus hear that? As far as it's cursed?
I mean,
because he whispered it, so I don't know what her proximity is to him or not.
yeah.
And that's the question.
How close are you to Goldblum?
Yeah, I was about to say, are we all just kind of centered around Goldblum? Because at this point, we are relatively. How are we spaced as a group?
Yeah, I imagine we're all together for the most part.
I mean, Lucy, it's not necessarily cursed. Just think of it as practice to tuning into your magic source more. You're gonna have to just take some extra time with it. Or it could be the perfect opportunity to play with your darts.
You're just gonna look at Daedalus, only get more and more, or like, I'm trying to think of the phrase, cagey as he is clinging to Goldblum. You brought a paranoid person to a place where the main way they have to know that they are safe is now bordering on inaccessible. Yeah, no, he's not in a great place. In fact, you might not just
I'm
be
just
able to...
imagining a cat clinging to a bed as you try to pick it up to put it into like a bath.
Yeah. Or when it's like wrapped around you because you are right in front of...
Eventually, the walking begins to come to a stop. And eventually you all are just... You currently stand next to this beautiful aquatic pool with some of the most gorgeous looking fish. And the Prime Minister turns to you, bows once more, and draconically he speaks. Marhaban bukum, ayuha haletoya al-karimi. Marhaban bikum fi kasir Khalid al-Shah. Welcome, esteemed guest. Welcome to the palace of Khalid al-Shah. And you all will see this.
Ooh.
As you now gaze upon the palace of the Sultan.
Fuck yeah.
Come. Come. Let us make haste. The Sultan awaits us all, and he is eager to see you all. Eventually, you all make haste once more. And as you get closer to the palace, you'll notice more walls, more towers, sentries lining the walls and currently on patrol. These sentries, however, unlike the normal guards, how do I put it this way? These guards look to be much more armored. In fact, you see these men that currently wear what appear to be a combination of robe, of plate armor, and chain link. Their helmets much higher in plinth and plume. And you see they all currently possessing beautiful swords of extreme craftsmanship, halberds. You'll notice that as you get closer and closer to the gate, the shining silver of this armor just reflecting the sunlight. But more importantly, those halberds seem to have what appear to be a mechanism on their back. Kind of on the main body. It seems to be a small kind of curvature handguard in front of where one of their hands would grip. If any of you would like to, you can roll, I would say, only in a general intelligence check. Anyone who wants to.
I think I'm smirt. Yeah, well, I'm pretty smirt with a 20.
What is it we're rolling for again?
To notice what these specialized halberds are. Like the mechanism
Sure.
upon them.
14 for me.
What's that?
Given
Two.
given that I suspect what these things are and what I have been working on, would that modify my role?
I would
in
allow
any way?
that, you with the advantage, as you have a weapon.
Then 16.
Alright. Goldblum, you will not get it. Belky, you're not
You
gonna
would.
get it. Iapetus, you're on the cusp, but you're not gonna get it. And Dare, Salus, and Daedalus. you three would recognize this. The device that's basically built into these halberds appears to be some sort of projectile launcher. In fact, you all can smell this form of gunpowder loaded into it. It's definitely an early design, but it definitely looks like it can hold.
That's pretty slick.
I do not think I trust anyone besides Zendaya with that.
Oh, way back to trusting in there.
Baby steps. Also, I'm terrified now.
Eventually, you are all led to the main gate, which opens up. You enter into a palisade garden of absolute splendor. We're talking palm trees, beautiful, just cacti, flowers of just magnificent bloom, vineyards, vines. You see this ginormous body of water running through what must be an artificial river. You were eventually led over this small bridge formed of ivory and gold. You walk by and through another gate, guarded as well. Inevitably, you make your way through more and more. The guard presence becoming more concentrated. Patrols, scribes, servants making haste left, right, and center, just trying to get their tasks done. You see men and women of most certainly higher born status currently commingling with one another, talking, discussing the politics of the day, of regional work, until inevitably the Prime Minister stops. He bows to you all and goes, "Pardon my departure for a quick moment. I must alert the Sultan to your presence. If you all would stay here, I shall arrange to have you all brought to the throne room in just one moment." And eventually, the Prime Minister begins to walk away, as well as the scribe at his side and the two guards with their halberds. You are all currently left to wait here, while the 6 armed guards are just paying at attention. You all have a little bit of free time to talk before the Prime Minister arrives.
Sal's is kind
Curious. Oh, go ahead. Oh no, it's
So-
fine. Mine is a thought. Go ahead.
Sal's is kind of stroking his chin a little bit. There's an awful lot of draconic being thrown around in here.
Yeah, I noticed. I was actually about to ask. So who all actually heard what was said after the squid? Like on the ship?
Heard it, did not
And
understand
I
it.
can't speak on it.
So the Sultan of this place? That was them.
It was
What?
Yeah. The feast?
Yeah.
That's the octopus squid thingy.
The dragon?
The dragon isn't the feast. The dragon is the Sultan who's preparing the feast in honor of what we did.
Come on, Red. Blue dragons can't do that. Only metallic dragons can.
I mean, with
She's gonna look at the two other people in the party that she has noticed seem to understand things when she can't.
If I may interject, that wasn't exactly the most blue dragon that we encountered. More of a cobalt color.
Above game, I was about to ask. Was it
Above
blue or
game,
cobalt
It's
specifically?
a blue dragon that you all saw,
Okay.
not cobalt.
Okay, it was
Mhm.
cobalt was used.
Yeah, my apologies.
Yeah, that's
I mean, to be
I-
fair, we know that dragons hoard all kinds of things, specifically magical items. I'm pretty sure that a sultan could have a magical item that could make them look however they wanted or fit wherever they needed.
Alternatively, he could just not be disguised at all.
How big are these
Also
hallways?
very true.
Yeah, I was curious about that
Fairly-
myself.
Fairly decent in size, but then again, it seems equal parts of grandeur, equal parts of. There's definitely. To basically put, you are within a chamber that is approximately about 40 to 50 feet high, and there are a couple levels, at least at the 20th, at least 15 feet high is a entire kind of like how you would see in the mall where there's like multiple floors. Like 15 feet high there's a floor, 30 feet high there's another floor, and it's basically just you see servants walking to and fro, guards patrolling, you see some people just basically sitting there kind of reading, talking. There are plenty of things going off.
And now this is just a above game clarifying question, because again, just dealing with tokens in Roll20 is annoying. Was the dragon we saw a large category or a huge category?
Huge category.
Okay, I had to make sure because we have now officially met two dragons, so size matters.
In fact, if any of you would like, you can roll a history.
History, says the person spec'd into history despite not being in class.
I got a 15.
14.
Can
Roll
you
20.
say low rolls the whole night
Hey,
except for when it
I-
counts?
I know what's that for once.
Okay, Daedalus and Iapetus.
18.
You actually aren't gonna really get this. It's a big dragon. But Salus kind of musing on it. And Dare, Belky,
Mm-hmm.
and Goldblum especially. Looking back on it, considering the size of that dragon compared to Gru,
Mm-hmm.
it was definitely bigger. In fact, you could kind of put together that the blue dragon must have been at least a actual adult compared to a young adult.
Yeah.
Definitely, with Gru, there was a size difference between him and the blue.
Yeah. So Belky will muse. I mean, the last dragon that we saw wasn't quite as big as the last one, or the one on the boat. So he's got to be at least an adult dragon. That's about all I got, Chief. I don't know much about dragons.
Understood.
I'm suffering from the opposite problem. I know a fair bit about dragons, but I don't have... You know when you've got too much information and you just keep conjuring ideas and theories? Do
No.
that.
Kind of.
Basically, it's just like you keep getting distracted by a new thought, and you can't really nail anything down. What, you telling me you can't have multiple thoughts in your head? Oh, shame.
No, man.
Daedalus glares at you. I literally have two minds in my head.
I'm not talking to you. I'm making fun of Belky.
Yeah, well, listen, when you get fucking art block because you can't figure out some lyrics, then you come to me.
Hey, I offered. I'm
Alright.
quite the poet, actually.
Are you now? All right. I'd like to see you write a song.
I'm giving it a good old college try.
Okay.
Put the
Bet.
put the language usage to the language club to good use.
Good. Bet. When and where, man?
Well, probably not on this trip, but sometime when we get back.
All right.
Eventually,
Battle of the Bands it is.
You all will get. Hey. Alright, I can get that. You all will see the Prime Minister return once more. And he bows very low and goes, "The Lord of the land shall see you now. Come." And you all are escorted up to this extremely beautiful, just magnificent palace doorway. We're talking a solid 40 feet tall, lengthwise at least appears to be 50 feet in length from left to right, forged out of solid gold. There are sapphires, there are silver, there's sapphires built into this door, there is silver within this door. Just absolute magnificence. And as the doors partition way, you are all led into this circular room with mosaics of absolute beauty depicting the history of the great city of Calimport. Within this throne room, you see multiple guards of the silver armor wielding these unique halberd-based weapons. And sitting on top of a throne of pure ivory is a man. A man wearing snow white silk cloth, blue robes attached with gold embroidery. You see leather adorn him on his feet, upon his arms as vambraces. You see rings of multiple colors take a beautiful curved saber at his side. His head adorned with a combination of what appears to be a turban and headscarf. Peacock feathers upon the left side. Gold jewels of chain linked down across. There seems to be this kind of necklace that has a leather strap down attaching to what appears to be this just marvelous pale sandstone sculpture of what appears to be just a human face. You look upon the face of this man. It seems to be in his early 30s. His beard is magnificent. It's well kept, well trimmed. It's not too far out. It's just overall definitely something of well groomed. His eyes are a piercing blue, almost as if you were looking into infinity pools of sapphire. A smile that shows no teeth, but of happy mirth upon his face. His eyebrows, bushy, but not too bushy. Does not form a unibrow, it's just well kept. His nose is the only thing uniquely different about this beautiful feature, as there seems to be a small crook right in the center. And as he rises up, he spreads his arms out and goes, Mashallah! I welcome you, Strixhaven. Welcome to the city of Calamport, to the land that I call home, the land of Calamshar. I am its king, its lord. I am Sultan Khalid Anshar, and I welcome you to my hall. And with that, we shall end tonight's session.
Yay!
All right.
Yeah.
I'm curious how connected they are.
While I don't have official art for this man, and I'm hoping to get official art soon.
Uh-oh.
This man sounds like a snack. That's all I'm saying.
Allow me to put at least the closest I can get.
Okay.
Oh, I just took us away from the screen. Give me a second.
What's up?
I took us away from the game screen, so give me a second to fix that.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
I'll put this in the call text chat. This is the closest I can get to this man.
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
we say this as we know.
Oh dear.
We say this as we know Bun is lurking and listening, and I'll have another one of the artists affiliated with this channel also in the call. Well, not in the call, but watching. So I will actually, I'll put this in, I'll go back to the proper screen since we're getting ready for the roundup, but I'll also make sure it goes into the one space where chat can see it. So give me a second.
By all means. Again, this is the template, but not...
Damn, can't believe Belky's gonna bang a Sultan.
Frost, I'm sorry. You put essentially this homie in here?
Who is that?
That is a man named Sinbad from Magi the Labyrinth of Magic.
See, I'm more familiar with Sinbad from Sinbad in the Seven Seas.
Yeah.
Gotcha. He's basically a he's technically for his area a sultan.
I'm out here with my arms outstretched,
partners
being
up
like,
with someone, he turns into that.
Meanwhile, I'm out here with my arms outstretched and challenged, being like, ain't nobody gonna go to the comedian?
Aha!
Yes, I'm very familiar with our resident genie.
Don't you do that. I know exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it. No, people are dumb enough. Don't give them an excuse.
No, that's the other timeline that we shifted from the Bearstein into the Bearstein universe.
Fuck, I was not prepared.
We went from Shazam to Kazam.
Yeah, but there you go.
Also,
guys.
can we just appreciate the fact that the Sinbad and the Seven Seas had the best fucking villain with the best animation?
Yeah, not gonna lie. She was probably my first fucking crush.
Frost,
She
my dude.
was?
Yeah. Yes.
My dude, I am so happy that nobody caught that stealth check at the very end.
It's all good.
Do we need to up the counter again?
Oh no, Indare came back.
Yeah, he did not technically leave. He got himself presentable. Is all I'm saying.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
Holy shit! Sinbad is actually a character that has not made it into the Fate universe. I'm surprised.
That's wild.
Oh yeah. No.
Shall we go ahead and start doing outros?
Yes.
I believe we should.
All right. Well, that sounds like a volunteer there, CG.
Hi, I'm the CG. You can find me nowhere because I don't much care for social media, but you can find me over on twitch.tv/fartingtart. Hopefully tomorrow for our War of the Shattered Sun game. We more or less found our way to the only thing real in the uber dark future that I want out of. So maybe, hopefully, we might be out of the uber dark future soon. God, I hope so. You can also find me on that channel every other Tuesday for Rascals in Ravnica, which has had a very strong tone shift recently. I'm not going to elaborate on that any further. So I'm going to go pass it on over to the Crinkle Crackle, Krista.
Oh no, I have a cookie in my mouth.
Gotcha.
Hold on. Ah! So sorry. Hello, I am Crystal, also known as Spoiled Chestnut. Yes, you caught me literally with my hand in the cookie jar. Basically, you can only find me here, and as a disembodied voice in the background of J Frost streams, and sometimes my other friends. So, yeah, I don't do much. I have a 9 to 5, so this is one of the few outlets that I have. Zai, go.
Hi. When I am not muted because I was randomly petting Doggo Tummy, you can find me here every other Saturday with these awesome peoples. You can also find me eventually at some point on a Monday with Vaughn because we're gonna do some more RE, but we'll tell you when. We're excited though. We're super excited. Starting 2 Tuesdays from now, I will pick back up with Final Fantasy X, but this Tuesday, we have to finish up Onimusha 2. I have beaten Nobunaga Oda's inadvertent love interest. I hate that bitch. Now we get to keep moving on, and then I can fight Gogen Dantas, the greatest swordsman of all the demons. Friday, I have no idea what I'm doing, because I made it to bronze in Street Fighter, and I am overwhelmed with emotions. So I will let people know what I'm gonna do next Friday. But, yeah, that's me.
You got to pick someone.
I'm trying to figure out who.
Oh.
Bob, you go.
Greetings and salutations. I'm Shadow Dancer Bob. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Patreon at Shadow Dancer Bob. I've got a lot of D&D this week, a whole lot of D&D this week. Thursday we've got Baldur's Gate 3 with the Murder Cave. We are continuing the development of the Buddy Body Battle Bag of Holding. You should come in, take a look, because the Buddy Body Battle Bag of Holding is a weapon of devastation that will be unleashed on the rest of Faerun. Shark Squad, perhaps. There's a lot of stuff going on, but Willie.
Oh, you can find me at XWiley on Twitch and Twitter. I play randomizers. And also D&D on Fighting Torch channel every other Tuesday as a totally not dead character right now. Shifty Eyes. And on Thursday sometimes, every other Thursday, I play the other randomizer with Helix X on his channel. And I also have a YouTube and Ko-Fi account. I try to make music when inspiration and, more importantly, motivation hits me. But that's me. Mr. Frost, where can we find you?
Hey everybody. Twitch, Twitter, JFrost747. Find me over on streams like Farting Tart at Farting Tart's channel. For our War of the Shattered Sun. Future timeline sucks, quote unquote. Agree with CG. Please let this nightmare be over so I can go and drink heavy. Tuesdays, every other Tuesday, Rascals in Ravnica, where we're entering sad bitch hours. Definitely sad bitch hours. You can also find me here every other Saturday, where we get to enjoy this lovely campaign with all these good goons and beautiful beings. And can't wait to see how y'all enjoy a feast held by this wonderful king. That's it for me. I believe that just leaves Vaughn.
Well, yes, it does. Hi, you've already found me here. Twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and at our Patreon, the Burnout Bar, where hey, if you're subbed to the $5 tier that supports the D&D content on this channel, as well as possibly might help us get some official art for this channel, then you might want to pay attention over there, because I'm about to put up a poll about what the next reward that you'll get for subbing to that tier is between different subclasses that will be released, because I spent the better part of the entirety of last week that I was not streaming preparing to format all of that, so that way I could just hand to Citric and be like, can you put this on the paper the right way, because I'm stupid? Yes, I can do that for you, Vaughn. Also, here's the art from when I actually had money for commissions. Yes, I'll put that on there. Okay, thank you. But yeah, if you want to figure out what the next one's going to be, I'm thinking about putting up all of the subclasses that I've used in games across this channel, which sadly though, probably won't be Daedalus's just yet, because if I'm going to release stuff for Saved by Spell, I want all in one collective group, so that way everybody can play. But that being said, aside from that, maybe Monday. It all really depends on several factors, so we're not going to rule it out, but we're not going to say yes just yet either. Maybe some more Wizard Sibs plays, where if you love the dynamic of the two siblings here, you can see me and Zai continue that dynamic playing horror games, most likely Resident Evil. Then, on Friday, we also have a Ravnica game, which you would know as District League Professional, which, yeah, we spent about an hour talking about a broken sword. We are very good at our jobs. Very, very good at our jobs. But aside from that, next week we'll be continuing on the train for some more No Love War Extra with Zako Duo, where we have not gone to stream without somebody bisected in AI the Somnium Files and Nirvana Initiative. No one is safe! That being said, I know who we're going to raid, and I know what our raid message is going to be, because, now let me just click this so it already starts going as I finish up here. One of my IRL friends, my most long-running game master, and one of the few people I have actively GM'd for in the past, my buddy Butslore23, aka Shay, is doing his yearly Extra Life stream, which, let me read this off to make sure I get it properly right, because he comes up with a different name every time. The Don't Let Your Streams Be Dreams 25-hour stream of dreams Extra Life 2023. So yes, if you don't know, Extra Life is a charity that people can play video games and stream for, while all their donations will go to a children's hospital of the streamer's choice. That's a local one here in St. Louis that can always use extra money. So be kind, but also don't feel obligated. Just being there and keeping the stream going, giving him energy, is enough that maybe some more people will drop some donations. So thank you all for coming out. I say our raid message is, Strixhaven is for the kids. All right, well, with that out of the way, thank you all for coming in. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Adios.
Of course he's attractive. It's a desert. He rules the thirsty.